at numbers, and we're live right now.
Hey guys, welcome to episode number 534. Light 'em up, boys.
I thought you'd never say that.
We got our order of operations better this week. Definitely.
Love.
I'm drinking PB Blaster
Nice.
because my nuts were feeling a little stuck, and so now my nuts are unstuck thanks to drinking PB Blaster beer. We saw PB Blaster at the AIM Expo, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. To my immediate left tonight, we have
Sean Noel.
and to Sean's left,
Steve Sleepy.
and to his left,
Johnny Mac.
and to his left,
Speedy Pete.
and coming around the corner we have,
Shanky Smith.
and behind the bar,
Tom Pennington.
yay! Everybody sounds amazing, delicious. In fact, oh my God, we sound so good. So last week we went out to the AIM Expo in Anaheim, California, at the Anaheim Convention Center, which is located, as I will say it, at Disney Ground Zero. So in case you have never been to Disney, this is as close as you can get to being at Disney without buying a ticket.
I had never been to Disney.
And so we'll talk a little bit about our away missions.
I was kicked out of Disneyland.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Wait a second. The one in California?
Yeah.
No.
How did you get kicked out of Little Disney?
Show us on the Minnie Mouse doll where you...
What the?
Where you touched
But
it.
actually, we were on the way out anyhow, and we were on this tram.
Yeah.
And the tram's going through this parking lot. It's like, acres and acres.
Yeah, we parked there. Yeah.
Well, we're driving by my car. And I
Okay.
was like, I'm just going to jump off this moving tram. It's going like 3 miles an hour. Because it's going to stop, at the
Right.
end of the line. And I might
Right.
have to walk back.
I might as well just bail right
I'm
now.
a young, healthy guy.
Right.
I figured I can stick the landing,
Right.
And I'm with two other buddies.
San Francisco style.
Yeah.
And the one guy who suggested that we all jump because the thing was there
Right.
remained seated, and two of the three of us get up and jump off.
I get that.
And I'm going to say it was moving a little faster than I anticipated.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did stick the landing.
Oh, you did stick the landing?
But the guy who's driving the tram
Uh,
hits the brakes, and
Yeah.
the whole thing collapses like a slinky, like the car's coming off.
Oh, yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And he calls us an asshole on the intercom.
Of course he
He's
did.
like, "Hey, you assholes!" I'm like, "I just got called an asshole at Disneyland."
At Disneyland.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
And then these two guys came out of nowhere, and
But that was after you enjoyed the park, right?
yes, then these guys came in and escorted us off the property.
Well, that's
which
nice
We were
of
leaving
them.
anyhow, but
right.
yeah.
They just made it more expeditious. Your
Yeah.
I'm throwing myself out.
You had a very magical day.
as Hunter S. Thompson
I
said,
did.
the decision to leave came suddenly. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
That's it. Wow. But the hotel we stayed at was Hampton Inn. So the Hampton, it's known for its world-class marginal breakfasts. And
It's right next to La Quinta
it is. And
down the street from Waffle House.
The good news, though, is we had a big-ass pool. We had a big pool, a very large pool, and we had a very large hot tub.
The hot tub was a small pool.
Well, I used to have AIDS, and then I got in the hot tub.
Oh.
And I don't have AIDS anymore. I also don't have any facial hair, any eyebrow hair.
My derma has
Your
been...
derma.
Just a little bit of chlorine. Huh?
My God, man. That was a serious. Now, at one point, I caught Sean in there. He'd found some Canadians that he found entertaining. And I told Sean, I was like, if you're staying there 10 more minutes, we're going to call you sous vide.
Yeah.
Because
He was in there for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours.
Minimum.
Yeah, I was in there for quite a while.
minimum.
But it wasn't that hot.
That was the good part. The hot tub was not too hot. The pool was not too cold. It was perfect.
When I walked by and saw you guys hanging out and the steam was coming off the pool, I said, you guys look like those Chinese monkeys that never leave the pond, the hot springs.
Yeah.
And the Canadian fellow was like, did you just call us a bunch of monkeys?
Yes.
And I just thought, I said, yeah, I did. I completely. You resemble that remark.
And
Yeah.
the cool part was they were Caucasian, so it didn't cause any issues.
Oh, no. And by the way, did I say Disney earlier?
Yeah.
Zero chance of there being any ethnic diversity in that hot tub.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's just admit it. We call it what we call it. That was one of the whitest experiences of my life, going to the Motorcycle Dealers Expo, Disney, and World Supercross at Anaheim Stadium.
Yeah.
I saw one black dude once, and he was wearing like a motocrosser T-shirt.
That was Malcolm Stewart.
Yeah, later on, he got crashed out of the race.
I heard. Yeah.
So, super, super big weekend for us. The AIM Expo, for people who haven't been there, this is not the motorcycle show that you go to with your grandpa and your kids and the whole deal. This is not where you go to see all the new Harley Davidsons. This isn't where you go to see all the consumer-facing products. This is exclusively for dealers, right? Motosmith GC, technical difficulties, but it's really sleepy finishing up his doobie outside. Not true this time. Right.
But
yeah.
we'll fix that.
We'll get you up to Sleepy will get on the clock here real soon. It's a little happy fun bottle. Yeah. I thought we were gonna have to cut Sleepy off this week.
Well,
at some point Sleepy became over medicated.
Yeah, we found your empty syrup bottle in the
Can I tell you-
Turo
And Sean
vehicle.
flew one home.
I know, but can I tell you what happened for the Supercross thing?
Okay, let us know.
So I bought a bottle of sauce that
Yeah.
was 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's what I.
And so I was adding.
So
that-
that's like a 30-day supply for 30 people.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
But so I was adding, maybe 200 or 150 or something to the drinks that we were having because
Right.
I was just having the non-alcoholic ones.
you were going easy.
Yeah, you're going easy on the non-alcoholic.
So on the way to Supercross,
Yeah.
I wanted to grab this guy, which is 100 milligrams, just to have a nice fuzzy time.
Okay, great.
But I grabbed the other one and sucked down 700 milligrams. So the whole time I was at the Supercross, I was having a great time.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, it was
And you
good.
were barely a human.
Yeah, it was awesome.
You were seriously. I thought you were an NPC.
No, I was fine. I was watching everything.
Whoever wrote your script didn't write too deep. It was really just a surface part.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it happens.
It was fun, but you were a little over medicated for sure.
Well, I'm glad I'm experienced, though.
Well, you
That
did.
would have been a very bad situation.
It was pretty good. With the AIM Expo, it is all dealers. So it is basically dealers and people who want to make the dealers into their slap monkeys.
It's an
It is
industry show.
Industry show. So what's funny too is there are probably 400 booths there that just say Pakistan. Like Pakistan.
Pakistan Village.
Pakistan Village. So that means in this entire quadrant, this entire zone, it's going to be Pakistan companies that the one thing they have in common is not that they make jackets or gloves or helmets or pants or whatever.
Pakistan.
What they make is a product of Pakistan.
Doesn't the government of Pakistan sponsor that
Bingo.
whole area? Yeah.
Right.
I think they
So
do the same for the Italians as well.
I can
And
assure you, I am a member.
Saudis.
I am a member of the Italian organization that sponsors that and writes those checks. So when you get into that thing, we noticed this year that we showed up. There was a very different way they were doing the badging. Historically speaking, you would have to look at the badge pretty close to know whether somebody was a media person or was a working for like Honda as a booth person, an exhibitor, or if they were a dealer/buyer. Now, let me tell you why those three badges are really important. Because if you're a media person, Pakistan can't sell you shit. If you are a exhibitor vendor, Pakistan can't sell you shit. But if you're a dealer buyer, you become the highest, most interesting person to the people in the booth of Pakistan. Now, here's the interesting thing. Historically, all of the lanyards, the thing that goes around your neck, they were always the same color, the whole show. If they were blue this year, they'd all be blue. Then you get your little badge holder or your badge is clipped in, whatever. This year in particular, if you were a buyer/dealer, you got a black lanyard. If you were a vendor/distributor/seller or a media person, you got a white lanyard. So that at a very long distance, people could start sharpening their fangs, right? And we saw that because we all had media credentials except for Sean, who had the ClevelandMoto dealer credential on the black string. And we could walk past a booth with wild impunity. But if they saw Sean's black lanyard, what happened? Oh, well, where are you from?
Right.
Oh, come on over here. I got to show you my new widget Polisher 2000. The media credentials, nobody wants to talk to media anymore. Yeah, thanks. Don't make eye contact. Just go away. But if you had the dealer lanyard on, it was amazing how much play Sean was getting. The good news is Meckelfresh was there to dive on the grenade and interact with the staff. John gets 5 stars for making everybody who worked there earn their paycheck.
I was just bored at one point. and I'm like,
make sport out of it.
I'm going to talk with this person. I'm going to talk with this person. Miraculously, they were usually female.
Well, look, there is a concept, if you haven't been to these dealer trade shows, about the booth bunny or the booth babe or whatever. You know, in racing, they call them umbrella girls or whatever.
Often applies to many a trade show.
But
Yes,
I was just
it does.
having a
Absolutely.
conversation, and The one girl she was Japanese. She lived in Chicago. I mean, I talked with her for a while. It was nice. It was just.
It was very cool, and they were probably thrilled to have somebody to talk to that wasn't just a Target-related relationship.
I saw this person hanging out there just like bored, and I'm like, let's go talk to somebody. And she didn't seem like unhappy to have somebody to interact with.
She was thrilled to be on the soft carpet talking to a human.
What'd you buy?
Nothing. She was selling plexiglass panels.
He's the new highest sung dealer. He starts next week. They shipping him 18 bikes. Yeah.
She was selling plexiglass panels for excavators and stuff. And
right.
It's like,
yeah. Right. They paid for the booth.
How did you end up here?
Because they call the local temp agency and they say, we need,
No, she worked for that company.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, in Chicago.
Yeah. So she's their paid representative to work these booths. So she works all those booths.
Yeah.
So it's a really interesting trade show. What was very surprising, though, is we've been to a bunch of these. And last year, the one at Vegas, we were like, I wish it was a little bigger. Mm-hmm. I wish there was more stuff. They fixed that. It's big.
The wrong stuff.
Well, it was big.
Yeah, it was.
It was mighty damn big.
Yeah, I mean, we walked around the first room most of it, and I was like, and then we're like, oh, wait, there's another
equally large room.
Yeah.
An equally large second room. Now, to that effect, talking about that, if you go there and you're like, ooh, I want to see what the new Ducati Panigale looks like, this is not where you're going to see it. But I will tell you something you will see at this show that you won't see at the International Motorcycle Expo, and that is all the new Nortons. So the full Norton display was there with all 4 of the new Norton motorcycles. Wow. Why? Because they're not trying to sell to the general public. They're trying to establish a dealer network. And so you could tell based on the motivation of the company, what the company's goals were, what they were there to do. And a lot of these guys are there to establish a dealer network.
Well, case in point, that's when you got hooked up with Moto Marini, right?
Exactly. Yep. And we know it works because essentially a year ago today, we signed a contract with Moto Marini, and, within 2-3 months, we had the bikes in my showroom. We're rocking like docking. It also is a good thing if you are a dealer and you go to these trade shows. All of day one, all I did was I found the people at the trade show who are my current vendors. So I can go in there and say, you don't know me, but I bought $8,000 worth of your shit last year. Let's talk about what we can do now that I've established that I'm buying your stuff. Maybe there's something we can do to help each other out, because across the board, the general consensus is the numbers are getting smaller, not getting bigger, unless you're Kawasaki. Okay? So for the most part, though, most people are hurting a little more than they were last year when it comes down to
Kawasaki had a great booth. Honda did not have a booth.
Honda had some dirt bikes.
They had the CBR 1000.
Yes, all the. Would you like all the R's? We have all the R's for you.
I was trying to roll my tongue. We need Oscar.
It is.
I was disappointed.
Well, again, they weren't there to try to sell the general public motorcycles. What they were trying to do was say, oh, you're already our dealer? We're going to ask you to have these bikes in your showroom next week.
You weren't kidding about the press thing, though. Like, I rolled up with the $4,000 camera thing, sat down, and was like, hey, I'd like to interview you about the new Suzukis you have coming out. He's like, it's on our website.
Exactly.
Oh. I was like, thanks, dude. You're awesome.
No, I promise you, I was very surprised this year. In years past, having the media credential, having the press credential, you'd go into somebody's booth and you'd be like, hey, if you got 5 minutes to talk about your product, oh, yeah, man, come in. And now it's, hey, have you got 5 minutes to talk about your product? Here's Timmy the Slap Monkey. He has a 7-word working vocabulary. He's going to talk to you about our product for the next 3 minutes.
That's exactly what happened. But you know what's interesting though? Mm-hmm. Because I did talk to 5 or 6 companies that were excited to talk about their shit. So guess what? They're going to get featured, and
Same
the
with
others
me.
aren't. Yeah,
right. The videos I got, there were a couple of people that when I was shooting them in their booths, where they just apparently they ran out of energy at the 45-second mark, and I just turned the camera off and walked away.
Yeah.
I was like, well, if you're not interested in your shit, I'm not interested in your shit.
Yep.
Or if this is who you have in your booth who doesn't know anything about your shit, well, then why are you even here? I'm not going to waste my time with you.
Do you know what I noticed? I noticed that like people that had an actual product that was good and they were proud of it would talk to you. People that either had like a mediocre bullshit product or something that's been around for 20 years, they didn't give a fuck.
No, they didn't care.
Yeah.
Well, that was how I was talking with the all balls girl. Because I heard her like somebody walked up and was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, you talk to him. So then I was like, "Hey, what piston do you think this is?" She's like, "I don't."
Yeah, I'm not even right.
And I was like,
Again.
and I was like, "I know you don't know."
Tomorrow I'll be working at the Industrial Horticultural Show.
Well, she actually was there. She worked for them because she was at All Balls at Mid Ohio.
Oh,
So it wasn't her first rodeo.
but not her favorite thing in the world.
I guess not.
I guess not. There you go.
I'm like, well, this is a piston.
Well, we can teach you how to count, but we can't teach you how to care.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Oh.
Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Wow.
Drink to Uncle.
What, there's a new,
Tanuki
there's a new sound effect.
Yeah.
I was
Because
gonna
nobody
say,
notices it.
We need to have a little gluk, gluk, gluk.
Oh, that's coming. That'll happen.
Gluk, gluk, gluk. You know, one of those.
I was going to say between All Balls and Hogworks, I felt very seen.
Seriously.
At the AIM Expo.
But we missed Carson Brown, which is I wanted to get back there at 3:30 because Carson Brown, I don't know if you know who he is, but YouTube sensation, rides all kinds of stupid things on the track and everything, and he had an autograph session at 3:30, which I never made. But
Well, I was really lucky that right after I saw Liza in one of the middle rows, and she was like, have you seen John McGinnis?
That's who it was.
And I was like, have you seen John McGinnis? Have you seen John McGinnis? And I was like, well, I heard he's here. I saw a picture of him in somebody's booth, signing the thing. And she's like, have you seen him? And she was like, she looked like a fucking chinchilla on crack. Like she was just like, where's John McGinnis? Somebody's John McGinnis. I'm John McGinnis. And I was like, okay. So then it was literally that same night, later that night, when we were kind of wrapped up, we were done kind of. We were just kind of figuring out where we were going, that I happened to bop out for a cigarette real quick and just happened to catch John McGinnis. So I have got an excellent interview with John McGinnis.
Wow.
Probably, we kept it down to like 4.5, 5 minutes. I'm going to edit it and kind of make it a little better because we had a lot of noise. We're literally outside having a cigarette, man. Mm-hmm. So I was fun because Oscar and I talked to him last time we were at Isle of Man when his electric motorcycle ran out of electricity in front of the Raven. What a great place to run out of electricity.
Yeah.
But he also was wearing his silver or aluminium baked potato racing leathers. So he walks up and he goes, "Hey boys, I seem to have forgot my smokes in my other packet or my other pants." So yeah, immediately people gave him cigarettes and bought him a beer and everything else, and because he's fucking John McGinnis.
Yep, I saw him at the AGV booth. He was standing there, and like the owner of the thing was like, "Oh, John," because I didn't realize who it was.
Oh, really?
I mean, I was like,
and
that looks like
this is a Midwestern guy. Look at his teeth.
Well, I looked at him. I'm like, that guy looks very familiar, and I couldn't place it. And then he said John. I was like, oh shit. But then instantly he was surrounded by like 9,000 people. And
For
I was like,
those of us who knew Phil McCaleb before he passed, John McGinnis and Phil McCaleb, again, Scottish heritage, they could be brothers. Like, or Morecambe, I should say. They could be brothers. Kind of shocking. But anyway, in that insane place, that place that was just, I mean, honestly, it's a little overwhelming. Mm-hmm. I'm glad we took the first day to kind of walk around and just get our bearings. Because it is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Did anybody have a straight up legit, the bike you saw that you were like, oh God, wow, oh that's cool, that's neat, I like that. Did anybody have one unit that did it for you? Sean, anyone?
Well, I definitely did like the 1200 Morini, the Escape 1200.
The Escape. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So tell us, I mean, what kind of hit it for you?
Well, because I want something that has that sort of do-it-all adventure touring kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And that definitely seems like it will do it in strides, plus what it's offering for its price point.
Yeah. I get that. I totally get that. That thing has every feature known to man for under $13,000.
Right.
It's kind of shocking. It's kind of amazing, actually. A very, very fucking cool bike. Would you like to expand on that, or we'll let it go around the horn?
Yeah, let it go around.
All right, Sleepy, what'd you find that was your favorite? Like,
well, I mean, for that thing, I have to say the Moto Marini stuff. So the 450 I want, and then the 1200 I want. I'm actually thinking about selling my Africa Twin after all these years because that 1200 is dope, and it's a V twin. Cool. I kind of want to ride it though, just see what it feels like. Right. But considering it's a V twin, I think it's gonna be really fun. And what you told me about that motor, where it comes from.
Its history is a pretty big motor, yeah. It's a pretty good motor.
So, I mean, obviously it's going to have all the features of the 700, which is more than any bike I own currently.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be better because it's the flagship of their whole thing.
Marini does know how to put cool buttons on bikes.
And the thing is so we found out they admitted that it's exactly the same bike as the Ibex 450 to a point.
For the Vittori. So we're talking about the 450.
I'm
now.
sorry. Yeah.
So the Vittori 450, aka All-Thrike, depending on where you're from.
Right. Well, I forgot. That's the other one. I'm probably going to get that first. I want that bad. Yeah. But they did it so much. The Ibex was cool, but this one is everything on it is cooler.
And what Sleepy's not telling you is not only did they have them in the booth, we had 2 of them there we could sit on, we could play with, and they started it up for us.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a huge surprise considering indoor event. I don't think anybody was supposed to be starting motorcycles, but he couldn't resist. Cody couldn't resist running over there and being like, "Hey, have you heard this yet?" Yeah. And I was like, "Whoa, that does not sound like a 450."
No, and it doesn't look like a 450. It looks beefy. The metal tank, all the stuff on it, they just did it right, man.
And I love that there were about.
Well, doesn't the Vittori have 8 different things that make it better than the Ibex? You know, starting with the display and
we could very easily get lost and just say, "Yeah, the Vittori and the Ibex." Same manufacturer.
Same price, too.
Same exact price. But when you look at the number of, just to me, here's my game. I don't care how many accessories you have for your motorcycle, but if you don't have the places on the motorcycle to bolt those accessories on, then I'm just going to be fiddle fucking around making adapters and strapping shit on.
Is it okay, I know the motor is the same,
yes.
But is the whole bike the same manufacturer?
Right. So this is what it comes down to is the drivetrain and the frame are the same. There are elements of the frame on the Moto Morini that are different in the later manufacturing process to give you the hard points. And this is my favorite thing about a motorcycle. If you're going to sell me a motorcycle like a KLR 650 or a DR 650 that I'm going to be bolting a bunch of shit to, right? It's nice if you give me a bunch of places from the factory to bolt that shit to. Tom will tell you we can put about $3,000 worth of accessories on a Vespa and not drill one hole. Because part of the design of the accessories is in it when they design it at the factory. When they put the holes in the bike and the factory, they're putting the holes there with the intention of where the accessory is going to go later. So that when you sell somebody a set of crash bars and the bike tips over, the crash bars don't damage a $2,000 part because of what they're mounted to. So we have become very used to accessories that we can install without drilling holes and molesting the bike, or accessories you can take off, and there's no evidence the accessories were ever there because they are literally have well nuts all over the bike to receive those accessories. That's where I thought the Vittori 450 was genius. The metal gas tank, which is bigger than the tank on the Ibex, has hard mounting points built into the gas tank.
Like legit ones, not even it looks nice.
No,
they were quite good.
Yeah.
And they have a receiver plate mounted into them already, so you can just take your tank bag, whatever brand you have, if it has 2 straps on it, you can now secure it to the Moto Morini. Oh, and if it has magnets, you can secure it to the Moto Morini, which I have a lot of tank bags that have magnets, and they're useless on half of my motorcycles.
It just scratches the paint as soon as you pick up any rust or anything like that.
Yeah, so I was very impressed by that. Also, the handlebars, you're going to put handlebars on a bike, no matter what. Handlebars are going to be on your motorcycle. They're going to go into a triple clamp. They're going to go into a riser. Why not design the riser so that the riser can be flipped around back to front, and now the riser is closer to you?
And weren't they
further from
They
you?
were slotted too.
Exactly.
You could do a lot with them.
I thought that was really smart, so that giving you an adjustable riser, an adjustable clamp, an adjustable handlebar, that's the way the bike comes. So you now can adjust that handlebar 6 different ways for you personally.
And every bike I've bought in the last 5 years, I've had to buy risers for
Of
because
course.
I'm an old fuck in my back.
We want the bars to be a little higher.
So it's nice that they did that.
Right.
Another thing that was really cool talking to him, and I got a pretty good interview with those guys. I'll be posting in a couple of days. This is exactly what you said. Since it uses the same mounting points as the Ibex, like on the frame casing and stuff, on a lot of it,
right.
There's already so the chances of aftermarket stuff being developed because it's a multiple platform or multiple bike platform is awesome because you're going to get a lot more aftermarket. And as we saw from the one, I think it was Nelson Riggs or one of those.
Nelson Rig had probably 60 items in their booth
that
they had already put on the Vittori 450.
Oh, yeah, they had it on the corner.
It was great. I mean, that thing was completely already garbage trucked up and ready to go. And Nelson Rig is a company that's been doing accessories for about forever, right? I mean, if you don't own a Nelson Rig rain jacket, I don't know who you are, right? That's like, if you're traveling in the world of motorcycles, somebody's just going to give you one at some point. But that the fact that we saw that bike, the Vittori, in 3 different people's booths with, as a parts queen, as being a bunch of cool shit loaded onto it. I thought that was a good sign.
Oh, it was a great sign.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, so even though it did look like a garbage truck with all the stuff on it, because they obviously put everything that they made
100%.
for it.
Yeah.
But this bike, looking at it and feeling how heavy it is and stuff, this is the fucking BDR bike. Yeah. All these like when I bought my Super 10 Ray, the dude set it up for the BDR, put $9,000 worth of alt gear or whatever, alt rider stuff on it, right? And the bike weighed 94,000 pounds. It was a great highway bike. I love traveling, cruising on it and stuff. But taking that thing off road was like a Sherman tank on 2 wheels. This bike is completely for most of the BDRs are not saying they're not technical, but you're not climbing 60-degree vertical walls or anything. This bike's perfect.
And we had a really cool thing happen to us on Saturday. We went down to Del Mar to go to the Biltwell show, which, that's what it is. It's a Harley thing. But the big surprise was as we were walking out, Cody was walking in. Yeah. And he's like, "Hey, guys, what's going on? Hey, Cody, how you doing?" I was like, he's like, I don't live far from here. I rode the Vittori 450 today.
I was teasing, and
we were like,
hand over the keys.
And he's like, here you go. So what a great experience for us to be able to kind of see the bike and worship the bike in a natural environment. And to kind of see one out on the roads makes me feel really good as a dealer. That is one step closer to the door. They did call me after the show, by the way, and we are getting 2 bikes right quick and hurry, which is really cool. I appreciate the follow through. John, you had a favorite bike?
Well, I liked a lot of the stuff there. I thought the little mini moto, that one place where they overbuilt the Grom, the Monkey Bite, and the Dax, those things were sick.
They were sick. Yeah.
But one of the things that I actually spent some time talking with and looking at was actually a side-by-side. And it was the Kawasaki Terex, which is powered by the H2 motor. So anywhere from 200 to 300 horsepower if you get the supercharged one.
That's a supercharged H2R motor.
Shame on you.
Shame.
Yeah.
Shame.
Well,
wow.
But
John is
just
no
think
longer allowed at Mid-Ohio.
If you live in California and you have access to Pismo Beach or something that, I'd be like, I'd like to spend a day renting one of those.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That thing was sick, and just looking at it, it's like, wow. But it was what? Close to $30,000.
I got to talk to the gentleman from Verge Electric Motorcycles, and I love everything they're doing. The solid-state battery is genius, and they're shipping.
Well, huge. You buried the lead on that one.
Well,
that was a huge. And now, hold on, wait a minute.
Okay, all right. That's not burying the lead. I think that information's out there. Breaking news. First of all, super nice people working the booth. Just couldn't ask for a better group of people. Learned a lot about their bearing technology and why it works as opposed to all the Jesse James choppers and all those choppers that were being built in the early 90s that had what were called helicopter bearings.
Yeah.
So it's a big round bearing. So you look through the back wheel and you can see through the back wheel. They're driving it from the exterior portion of the wheel and they have these bearings. But a helicopter bearing is designed to have forces pushing out, centripetal forces pushing out all the time. And a motorcycle bearing needs to have hotspot forces pushing on the bottom of the wheel all the time, which is exactly not what a helicopter bearing is meant to do. It's using that bearing in its wrong application. And if you use a bearing in the wrong application, it'll work for a little while, but it's not going to work for a long while. And that was all these custom choppers that were done with that giant hole for a rear wheel. So if you've ever seen that giant hole for a rear wheel, I'll go and throw a picture up so we can just see one real quick. Many people were using this. This became a very popular thing during the noughties of people using this particular design. Go ahead and you can throw this up. Oh, come on. Stupid cookies. There you go. All right, there you go. So people have seen this before on various choppers and stuff. You've got this sort of invisible...
Yeah, the whole hubless design idea
design,
of the early 90s, yeah.
There you go. So that hubless design, you've seen that on a bunch of street rod choppers and stuff like that. Billy Lane, West Coast choppers. I think maybe West Coast choppers or, strike that. Jesse James might have been one of the first guys to weld one of those up. But again, this is actually designed to be a load-bearing bearing on the bottom of it.
There's roller bearings all the way around that whole assembly.
And it's a electric motor.
Right.
So a multi-field electric motor in there. So you have this big area of mass. And what I love is their new motor is 50% lighter than their old motor. Yeehaw. And their
solid state batteries.
their new batteries contain absolutely no lithium ions.
And he said they're half the weight, so they can pack twice as many in.
And they don't accidentally burn your world down.
right.
So they're a solid state battery?
They're a solid state battery.
And you ready? 310-mile range.
Wow.
Charging time of 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
To 80%. To 80%.
Solid state's what you got in your laptop. It's what we should be using. Why do I sound like I'm in a tunnel?
Oh, I think it might be a headphone thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a little bit. You sound actually really good
I kind
over
of
here.
felt that way last week whenever we used the
Yeah.
new setup, but I'm getting used to it. And
Yeah.
I think it
No,
sounds
believe me,
all
it's just
Well,
because you're hearing
it's headphones.
yourself. and
Solid
you're here.
state's kind of where everybody's going, but the problem is the price point is so high on the battery.
Let's talk about that. So The Verge, which I absolutely loved, and again, love the company, love what they're doing, $34,000.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I can talk about it, I can look at it, I can see it, I can't sell it. So as much as I appreciate the science, I appreciate the technology, 1,200 Newton meters of torque, and 0 to 60 in 2.5. These guys, woohoo, they're batshit crazy, but
But I think
I love 'em.
I think they're going to have multiple bikes. Obviously, this is the flagship. They wanted to hit it hard and come out
did.
kind of interesting. But
Well, that's kind of like those Nortons. I mean, they were sweet looking.
oh yeah,
But
fucking.
they're unobtainable for any normal person unless you're
I
Keanu
thought-
Reeves or something like
I
that.
thought the Nortons looked a little on the plain side.
yes.
I didn't like the one that had the smashed bug head, but the fully fared ones, I thought they looked
So
pretty
they had 3 Nortons in the booth. They had their Premier Edition or whatever they called their limited, edition Street Fighter E1, and then they had their 2 full-on sport bike E1s, and then they had their adventure bike E1, right? And this is what and God bless them for they had a woman in their booth that really knew the product. She did a great job. She absolutely worked at the factory or worked at the manufacturing. She knew
did.
exactly what she was talking about. She was a joy to be around. She did a hell of a job. Now, the third of their motorcycles, or the fourth, I guess, was their adventure bike. And their adventure bike is literally one of these things is not like the other, right? So their 3 motorcycles are all extremely sporty. The Manx R, which is their full sport bike, the Manx, which is their street fighter, the Atlas, and the Atlas GT. The Atlas and the Atlas GT are built in India by is it TVS or TVR, Tom? TVS? I can't remember the name of the Indian company, whether it's TVS or TVR.
That's TVS. Cause
TVS.
TVR is
the Russian race cars.
No, TVR is the British racing
British
cars.
race cars, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So Atlas is our TVS. And you can, when you're looking at them, you can eyeball and you can be like, yep, that's definitely Indian manufacturing. That's definitely bespoke. And by bespoke, we mean more expensive than God. But 208 horsepower. It's kind of nice.
You know what though? I think they're missing the mark, man. You look at a Ducati for the same price, and you look at that bike, and it's no comparison to the design.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, 206 horsepower, 95 foot-pounds of torque. It is a really, really awesome motorcycle, but they're going to sell more T-shirts than they sell motorcycles.
You're buying that bike to have an instant collectible. I mean, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, it's just like the last 7 different Nortons they produced. They produced 7 of them, and they sell for $100,000.
Yeah. So I think what this is going to come down to is I've agreed. When Sean said it, I totally agreed with him, and that is like their badging, their logos, and everything else looks very much like, oh, we're going to the show tomorrow. We need badging.
Yeah, I like the teal color on the one.
Yep.
So the color was good, but it was missing a little oomph.
You can go ahead and throw this up, Sleepy, for the folks at home if they want to see it. And this thing does have, this has got the $3,000 carbon fiber wheels on it. Like, there isn't a down spec version of this bike. This is a very, very up spec bike. But it does have the look like, oh, by the way, we have to take this to a show tomorrow. Can somebody go home and use their 3D printer and make up some graphics?
Get the cricket out.
To me, it looks like the rear shock didn't work, and they ground the back of the bike off.
Well, okay. There is no doubt this is the Manx R we're talking about. If you want, the Manx R is absolutely monoposto. There is no way a second human being is allowed to be anywhere near the back of that vehicle.
Does that
We
look
get
like a
that.
single spoke wheel on the back, or am I just not seeing?
No,
the
it's just
spokes?
the license plate hanger.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the anti-collision device.
it's got real thin spokes.
It does have
Here, I'll pull it.
super thin. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll put it back
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Well, those are really expensive carbon fiber wheels that are meant to look invisible, and they really do look
But they are
invisible
spokes.
in real life. Yeah, they're carbon fiber. Yeah, they're super
I'm-
skinny,
I'm
super
gonna go
lightweight.
ahead. I'm going to go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
Somebody looked at an 848 Ducati.
Yep.
And went, oh, we can build that, but make the rear end look stupid.
But when John says the one that had the smash bug on the front of it, yeah, there's very few bikes that I look at and I think are uglier than my GSX-S 1000, and this bike is uglier than my GSX 1000.
They're like, hey, we got to put the get dash somewhere. Where should we put it? Well, just push the headlamps down 6 inches.
Well, we
and
couldn't
put it
find a dashboard, but we did find this 9-inch TV.
Right. It did. It looked a little down market for what it was.
You know,
Put
it
the
looks-
nose under.
We
his
found a
chin.
9-inch TV on Temu.
They took the headlight. They took the headlight off the Benelli TNT and just
They
shoved
did
it on there, didn't they?
Yes, they did. And actually, I think the Benelli TNT 135 headlight looks better.
Look at that comment.
All right, what does it say? MSRP expected to be 55K. You're absolutely right.
Weesh.
I believe she said, now, if you look, or keep in mind, though, that's for the base model. I think the Manx R was considerably more.
Preston Justin says, quick, somebody put motorcycle into AI.
Yes.
I would like a Ducati 848, but make it not look like that.
I would tell you that when we walked up on the Atlas GT, when we walked up on the Atlas GT, I did literally say, "Oh my God, somebody tried to copy a Transalp in a hurry."
Not only that, but they took Lost in Space robot and put him in the front.
They did.
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely.
It kind of
Poor
looks
Norton.
Like, it kind of looks like the Harley.
It has a bit of a Pan America vibe to
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it has,
With the bender?
just in the front.
yeah, it
That's
does.
the Pan London.
Yeah, it does. Oh man. So I mean, I just don't want to. I don't want to just spend here time sniping on them.
No.
The regular Atlas has the spoked wheels,
You
and it
gotta
actually
give it to
is.
somebody for spending a whole hell of a lot of money for that name.
But if I showed you, and we talked about this 4 podcasts ago, where I literally just photoshopped the word Norton off the side and photoshopped the word Honda on it from an NC 500X.
No.
And everyone's like, "Yeah, that's totally a Honda
Yeah,
700."
but you could do every single touring or what do you call it, commuting / adventure bike. You could put my BMW there and it looks the same.
And
All
it
those
looks very
looking
similar.
bikes.
Right? Yeah, this bike has no identity.
Well, that is kind of the thing that's going right now. Is there are very few motorcycle manufacturers slapping their name on the side of a CF Moto that have a different design.
Right, that's true. And
Or, I
if
guess
you
we had that conversation. It's not CF Moto specifically, it's Zhongzhen.
yeah, it's
specifically.
it's exactly what it comes down to. We have to acknowledge the
What
fact that
are we silk screwing on the side of the bike when it comes
I
off the
think the
front?
most beautiful bike ever made was the XR650L.
That's a mighty bold statement,
That's
man.
what a bike should look like.
Well,
To
the last
each
time,
his
well,
own, John.
and
To
you're
each his
right
own.
because they've been making it now for 40 years.
well, and the last time we saw one, we only saw the back of him when those two old dudes passed
Yes.
us. And just kept going.
Oh yeah.
From that angle, they're handsome.
That's what motorcycles look like
that-
in my
that-
4-year-old brain.
That and the DR650 SE.
I agree. I absolutely agree. There were a lot of motorcycles at the show that I gave up this year on playing hey, let's wander into this Chinese booth and see how horrible it can get. Because it got horrible real fucking
Oh,
fast.
what was it? Style and Speed for 20 years.
Yeah.
That booth. What was? What the fuck was their name? Oh, Tech. Fuck. Super Mock.
Super Mock.
Super Mock.
Super M-O-C-K. Like I'm literally super mocking you right now.
Yeah.
Mocking all the other
So how
manufacturers.
did the new Thunder Chicken Falcon Strike look? This
Oh
year?
no, these are worse. These actually these don't look like rebar was put together. These actually look like somebody designed them, but poorly.
Yeah. Just not well.
The whole thing looked like it was made in chocolate molds.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
poured
And what
aluminum
was
into
the size of the rear tire on the one? Like 450?
320 or something? It was monstrous.
Well, the Benelli, that inline 4-cylinder,
The Benda 4-cylinder.
yeah, whatever that.
The Benda 4-cylinder, which I have seen those on the road. And that
the bedliner coated frame left little to be desired.
Yeah, that was rough. That was a bit rough.
and
Yeah, that's
again,
bedliner.
This is their LFC 700. So I'll pull it up so people can see it at home. It is an inline 4, right? So, I mean, it's an inline 4, which is not a motor that normally finds itself into cruisers.
I mean, it's a cool concept, but not well executed, in my opinion.
Right. I mean, I think that if we sat around right here at the table and we said, name your favorite inline 4-cylinder cruiser. Okay.
I can't, but I can
Crickets.
say the Magna.
Oh, I can.
I know what mine is.
Magnas or V4s?
I know. That's what I'm saying. I was going to say.
How about the Kawasaki Eliminator 1000?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
That's kinda
or
where I'm
the
at.
900. They made a 900.
Same thing,
1000.
same bike.
What was that
ZL
Honda?
900?
The Honda 650 SC qualifies or no?
That's
There's
not
that
a cruiser.
one with
That's
the
a
weird
sport bike. Yeah.
No.
That's a standard.
Okay, that's
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
standard.
it's got
I
that
wouldn't-
stupid lumpy seats.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't call it. I definitely wouldn't call it.
Not the Nighthawk one, the other one.
Well, that's the thing that sucks. Like, if they wouldn't have fucked the back end of this bike up, it had a chance.
Oh my God! But John's right. The touch points anywhere you put your hand on that motorcycle felt cheap,
Yeah.
and it felt like they couldn't figure out what vibe to go with for the whole motorcycle. So some things looked very much like a Lego part, and other parts looked like they were trying to brag about how 3D printed they were.
That's totally true.
And I just couldn't lock in what the identity of the motorcycle was. I could not lock in where's this bike going? What is it exactly? If somebody's going to spend $11,000 or $12,000, which this bike is 9,100 pounds in the UK, and you can throw the picture up right now. The thing that's supposed to be in headlight is an air intake, or it's a Juice Master juicer. One of the two.
It looks like a Ducati
that
Diavel,
one,
Yep, it does.
but not.
Right.
Well,
Exactly.
and the worst part was that exhaust was just a hollow box with some chain put in between
Yes.
the holes.
Yes, it is.
Like it looks like somebody took a wrecked Diavel,
yeah.
a V-rod headlight.
Oh, well, the only part of that bike that's the headlight is the little tiny winky visor
Oh, that's
above
right.
the
That's
juicer.
we talked about this. That's
So
the,
the
that's
juicer
intake.
that's there, the juicer
That's the
does
glory
nothing.
hole.
Yeah, the juicer does nothing. That does.
Well, I think it's a giant vacuum that sucks bugs.
I
in
mean,
the-
Well, it certainly is sucking.
it's close, but no cigar.
Looks like
It's-
a Q siren off a fire truck.
It's just surface
Yeah, it is-
finish. The finishes were.
So
just
I
right.
saw one of these when I was in Rome, and Merritt pointed out, she's like, Jesus, look at the back tire on that bike.
It is,
And I was like, holy shit, that's a Benda. They're trying to sell me those.
It is not an attractive motorcycle, and it's not ugly enough to be quirky.
Well, so this is exactly it. If Steve Hoffert was here right now, we could play the game on the Honda NM4, right? Because Hoffert loves those Honda NM4s. He thinks those are just super cool bikes. Would he think this was as cool? I don't think he would.
3 stars.
Too much horsepower,
yeah.
not enough fuel
Well,
mileage.
at least with the NM4, they tried to build like the Akira anime bike.
They definitely did.
This thing, I don't know.
100%.
I really don't know what they were trying to build here.
I just wonder what the motor's like. I mean, it is a 700 4-cylinder.
It's a
so
16-valve, 700cc 4-cylinder.
Will it scream, or is
And
it
it's a
like
4-to-1
or does it sign off at 6,500 RPM?
I looked at it. It's 85 Hurspers, and it's 44 torques. So just like most inline fours, you got to get the revs way to fuck up to get them horsepowers, and you're leaving the torques in the dust. And usually with a cruiser bike, we like torques. So with cruiser bikes, what makes them so fun is if that were a Harley Davidson, you'd flip those numbers around, right?
Can you make make a Torquey inline 4? You can
I just
Could
found
you?
it on Alibaba.
make it under square, like stroke.
What?
Not,
I was looking up inline 4-cylinder bikes, and
Essentially,
the answer to
you'd
my
have to be a
question was the
stroker.
Suzuki GS X550L, which technically qualifies as a cruiser.
Oh, no, it doesn't. Really?
The weird one with the lumpy
I
seat
know,
in the back and
I
then
know.
drops down a little bit.
Again,
yeah,
right. It's
Get
like it's just like
but I was looking,
Nighthawk
trying
with buckhorn
to
handlebars.
trying to figure out
Yeah.
what I was looking for here.
Sure.
And the Benda just popped up on Alibaba, and I'm like, yep, there you go.
Yeah, it's found its home. I get it. I'm just
Alibaba
telling you.
Benda.
Yeah, 85 horsepower. Okay, that's great, but it's an inline 4-cylinder, so you're going to find those horsepowers way up there at that 10,000 RPM range. But your Torqueys are going to be coming on at about 3,500, and you only have 44 of them. So we have to decide in this situation whether we're going to war with horsepowers or are we going to war with torques, right? And it doesn't have enough torques to make the cruisering thing do the cruiser thing. Because look, I've ridden a single cylinder 650 Suzuki that was completely devoid of horsepower, but the piston was like a paint can, right? It had torque, so it was fun to ride. And you drop the clutch and hit it, and it just blop away. It had nothing but torque. This is the exact inverse of that. So does it need that massive? No, you don't need that massive back tire. It's just a poser piece, right? That's what it is. It's a posing motorcycle. That's what it is.
Well, that would be the big question: is how high do you have to rev that thing to get it off the line with that much traction?
That's the other. I think you're absolutely right. I think that you're going to lose a lot of those horsepowers between the countershaft sprocket and the rubber, where the rubber meets the road, because we got a big heavy transmission. We got a transmission of suspension there. And remember, if you make your bike a rigid, it gets off the line quicker. This bike's not a rigid. This bike's got a big squishy cruisery suspension. So that's going to take up a hell of a lot of your oomph right away. And then we got this big giant squishy tire. It's going to take up a lot of your oomph right away. Okay. All right.
Let's give it a dual range transmission.
This is a 310 back tire. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for nothing. A 310. And I looked at my catalog and I could not find, Parts Unlimited does not sell a 310 by 35 by 18. I said, that's right. I did not fucking stumble over my letters. This is a 310 by 35 by 18. This is a Band-Aid.
Yeah. Sounds like a car tire.
It really.
Well, I mean, you might as well get.
Well, it's wider than the
side it.
Look, my truck's got 265s on it. This is a 310.
It's going to handle the Cleveland potholes really well.
That's the one thing that it's going to do really, really well. I honestly believe
You
that.
just got to air it down a little bit. It'll be like
Get it down to 14 PSI. It'll be just fine.
nice and spongy.
It gives you
Yeah.
a 6-inch contact patch so you can't turn at all. Just bleh.
I'm going to pull up a picture. You can throw it up on the site, and I'm going to give you the caption for this. There we go. Here's the caption. Oh, shit. Here we go.
He looks
Yeah.
like he's dark siding it. Look at the back tire.
Look at it.
Yeah.
He's got a.
He gets the award for 90% of the tire not in touch with the pavement.
That's what happens when you put it at the proper PSI.
That-
Holy shit.
yeah, he hit one pothole and bounces for a week and a half.
Yeah,
They're like, get tips in really fast when you get to
That is a larger that's a larger circumference than most beach balls.
Well, the big dogs I worked on for ages have the 300s.
300s,
and
yeah.
that's why when you said 310, I was like, wait a minute, is that big?
Oh, there's the snout. Look at that snout.
Those things were ridiculous
Yeah.
because you'd run out of contact patch on the front tire, which is like this thin,
Right.
before you ran out.
It's
of
the
rear.
traditional, like,
Is that a turbo later from like the 85, like
I
87?
told you, it's a juice master.
They said we have Star Wars at home.
You literally just push your fruit and vegetables in there. It makes a smoothie out the back.
It does.
I like
Yeah.
that. Like, leave it in the rain. There's nothing metal on it.
Well, and the
like
only
rust.
headlight, I looked, the only headlight is that visor.
Yeah, you're right.
So just that little visor is the only headlight. And I'm like, well,
if it spun, it would be funny.
well, here's something. Do you guys know that light travels in a straight line?
that's what I've
I've
heard.
heard that.
Okay,
yeah.
you've heard that? So if you draw a straight line between where that headlight is and the front fender is an interference fit with your headlight.
Well, yeah, that whole snout is.
Right. So all that snout and that front fender is doing is creating a massive shadow on the road in front of you.
Yeah.
Light
I've
actually
had a lot
does
of
bend
bikes.
around objects.
I've had a lot of bikes
does.
like that, though.
Yeah. I mean, if you have an artificially high front fender on your dirt
That's
bike,
what it does. It creates an artificial gravity field, so it does bend the light.
it bends the light. Yeah, it's
And,
exactly.
I get it now.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Physics lessons, kids.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's got all the stuff. It's got the Brembo brakes. It's got all the cool shit on it.
Did it
But-
really?
Yeah, for real. I checked this
Oh,
bike
look at
out.
that.
Yeah. It also has the completely superfluous plastic shrouding and cladding on the front end, like their other one did, the Napoleon Bob.
Yep.
And the
Chinchilla.
chinchilla, the fake girder suspension thing. I wish they would give up on like trying to add plastic to their bikes to make them look like Art Deco flying steampunk masterpieces.
The Brembo woman tried to get me to ride the log jammer and get myself all wet.
Explain.
I mean,
Wow.
are you sure that wasn't the guy at Gruntworks Bike Shed? What was that group?
Jackie Treehorn.
Thrust
log jamming.
Plus.
Wait, tell
Sean
us.
kept hanging out at this booth that was all like the tea bags are gone now. There's no more tea bags. You were just hanging out at this booth that was called like pump thrusters or what the hell?
What? Which I don't even
There were
remember which one
the
this
two
was.
booths that
He
you went
was
to
sucked
that were
into that one.
very, very strangely. It was hog grinders.
Well, there was a Hogworks, but I didn't go. I wasn't. At
Hogworks,
that, no,
there you
I
go.
wasn't at that booth. That was like a Harley booth.
They were over there working as hog.
I did. It would have been great if they had something
so
useful for me. But
so the woman at the Brembo booth tried to get you to ride
The log jammer.
the log jammer.
Their equivalent at Disney World. I was giving her
But it's
a hard-
also the stool pusher, the turd herders.
Yeah, something like
Okay,
that.
got it.
I was giving her a hard time about her thing. I wanted the chrome one, and that she wouldn't change my answer.
They were giving away little tiny brake calipers, right?
yeah.
Like, so some of the swag that we were getting was actually really good swag, this thing, that thing, pretty cool. But when you are giving away swag that's whole job in life is to just break off of the world's cheapest piece of chain and then be in the bottom of your fucking, glove box or whatever. Like, usually when I come home from a show, I'll have a lot of cool stuff. I'm happy that John talked to the Metzler guy long enough that we got elephant hats. Because I like my elephant hat.
Oh, do they have the trunk and the ears?
No, but
No.
they had flat bill hats. I had to get. I was like, dude, you have flat bill hats? I'm like, nobody ever hands out flat bill hats. Hand a brother over a flat
Right,
bill
yeah,
hat.
hand out some flat bill hats. And then John and I promptly ruined our flat bill hats.
I got two.
We curved them right up.
I want the trinkets to have some usefulness, though.
Yeah,
you know?
have some cool
Sure, it could
significance.
be a miniature Brembo brake caliper, but like put a cut in it so that it can also be a bottle opener or something, or a knife edge folds out of it, or it's a flashlight. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
Just junk for junk's sake.
I don't know
man.
why. I don't know why I love these.
What'd you get?
The
the
squishy
traffic cones.
cones.
Yeah, but you can practice with those in the parking lot.
Yeah, you really can. I guess.
I literally
Or
told the
wherever
guy, I
you
was like,
want.
I'll take those if I can take 12 of them.
Yeah, I grabbed like 4.
Yeah.
But the best part is they're squishy.
They're squishy.
They're cute. I want to put
They're
eyeballs
stress
on them.
cones.
man. Like, oh, so good.
Yeah, just use them in your training course. You'll be absolutely fine.
But the best of all was the Boxo had the
Boxo. Okay,
Oh.
so, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'll say it. I'll just be the one. I walked up to Boxo's booth, and sitting on one of their red toolboxes was the largest socket I have ever seen in my life outside of the mining industry.
a 257 millimeter.
Yeah, it looked like a planter.
It, it did. It looked like a giant
What was it?
steel,
Quarter-inch drive?
Like 1 inch or
7 1/4 inch drive.
Yeah, like-
but it was full of 10 mils. So it was just 100% full of 10 mils. And so the funny thing, everyone walks up and is like, "Can I take one of those?" He's like, "Yeah, you bet your ass you can take one of those." He hit it on the nose. Having 10 millimeter sockets available as a free takeaway. And I looked, and they are their branded sockets. So it says Bondo, or Boxo. It says Boxo on the socket, which they backed it up, though, because their toolbox systems are genius.
Yeah, they're a good company.
They did not let us down.
Summit carries, and we got to meet those guys. I got to go on a Jeep trip with, I guess, their old dude that worked. They're really cool guys.
They seem like they're really interesting, really smart, having a lot of fun with what they do. And their tools were extremely nice quality. So that was badass.
Well, that was, so speaking of tools,
We're going to talk about grip wrench.
yeah, thank
We've got to
you.
talk about grip wrench.
That fucking
Gotta
was
talk
amazing.
about grip wrench.
I was blown away about how cool that fucking tool
And
was. Set of tools.
We're going to go into a deeper dive on that. Liza did a great job. Liza interviewed. Liza and Wendy were the perfect people to interview those guys at Grip Wrench. They're super smart. I can't take their interview any further. They nailed it. They did a great job covering everything Grip Wrench
And
does.
I filmed the guy doing the entire demo. So I'll
Thank
have
you
that
very
coming out.
much, because that's what I was hoping for.
Yeah,
I was hoping you got it,
The whole thing. He
because
did.
his demo is perfect.
I did. I was like, dude, I just saw you do that.
Yeah.
Can you do it again on
Right.
camera? He was like, no problem.
You know what's funny is every time in our lives when we ever rounded off a fastener, side of the road, taking a lug nut off your truck, and you round that fucker out. Well, if you finally summon enough tools and enough vice grips and stuff, and you finally get that fastener off, you still have only 5 lug nuts. It's still 1 of 5, right? So you don't want to just throw that in the toolbox because you don't have a tool to put it back on again. These wrenches will take off a fuckered nut and put back on a fuckered nut just as good as a real nut that has all of its sides intact. And that's what killed me about it. Plus, each one of their wrenches has a built-in extractolator,
Right.
which is brilliant, because then how many times have you been in a position where I got this heavy cocksucker on there, but now I can't separate it from the tool? That the tool and the fastener have become impermeably
Well, they thought of
impermeably locked.
everything. Their
They
stud
did.
pullers, like the collar that'll extract it, also makes it sturdy so that when you
Smartest
pull on it,
thing
it stays
I've
straight up.
ever seen.
Those locking lug nuts, don't have to worry about those
Nope,
anymore.
they're coming
Nope,
right
they're
off.
coming off. Everything. They had
Yeah.
Torx bits that are completely different. So when you
Yeah.
use them, you're never going to strip the Torx bit. Same with hex.
I think I put 150 pounds-feet of torque onto a T25 Torx bit, which is like, trim panel stuff. And it held. I couldn't believe it didn't cam out.
I
It
haven't
didn't
been
release.
working at Summit, we see
Right.
tools all the time.
All the time.
I went there today and I'm like, hey, how do we not have this in our
You need to have
fucking
it.
thing?
Right.
And I don't know, there might be some law, but he
No,
said that they didn't have licensing yet or whatever.
Here's
for
the
that,
thing.
so.
He told me that they are on, like the Matco truck, They're on some of these tool trucks, so they just need to get a little bit more exposure.
Yeah.
Get them into Summit.
I am.
Because here's what I will tell you: if you've ever bought Harbor Freight tools, these tools are going to make you cry. They're expensive. But if you've ever bought Snap-on tools, these tools are going to be right up your alley.
But they're right in part. They're not. I don't want to say cheap Chinese because that's not really real anymore. They're like hardened, real deal.
It's all machine. All that stuff is machine tool stuff. All that steel is machine steel, machine tool steel. It's not fucking around. He knows exactly what he's doing. And when you can tell when you as soon as I got my hands on his tool, I knew he was a man that knew what he was doing. Exactly. That's Phil Waters. You can quote me on that.
that extractolator that you spoke of, is that trademarked?
It is now.
Yes, it should be. I love that.
And it's a left and right hand extractolator too, which I thought was cool.
Ooh.
Well, that's what's
It's
neat.
ambidextrous.
He said extractolator, not ejaculator.
Right. That's separate. You got to pay more for that. And that has a reservoir tip. When we were talking about favorite products, there were a lot of I had a lot of products at that show that I was like, yeah, I got to buy one of those. And a lot of the stuff was, oh shit, how come we didn't think about that so far? Like the grip wrenches.
Yep.
So a lot of that stuff was very, very obvious.
Blue Core comms or blue
Com.
I got to look it up.
Yeah, the comms.
The
right.
comms.
Yeah.
I have a video about this too. But
again,
this is really cool because it uses satellites and shit. This is this was not like just another Bluetooth comm kind of thing. This comm is sick. Like you could have your buddies in Europe and decide that on Sunday, even if it's 20 or different worlds apart, you could ride together as long as there's signal.
That's the mesh thing you were talking about?
Yeah, it's really beyond that though.
Well,
it's like
the new Senna uses something like that. They use cell towers, not satellite.
okay,
but,
this goes I think this goes to satellite, he said.
it's called Blue Armor.
That's it.
So, the Blue Armor, I've got a little interview with those guys, and what we want, right? Obviously, what we want is everything that they had, because that unit mounts on the back of your helmet, and it has a built-in automatic brake light. So, your brake light on your bike goes wonky, doesn't matter. The helmet's still going to pop on, right? So, their C20 system that they had there in the booth,
That's their flagship system.
They got a lot going on, okay? And we're talking about a $400 cost of entry, so it's going to be in line with most of the other communicators. The one thing that I got to go back and I got to listen to my interview, and I heard Liza and Wendy's interview, fantastic, good stuff. What I lost me, though, was are they truly agnostic? Do they truly not care whether you're on a Senna and that you're on a Cardo, right?
Yeah, because the mesh, they do, because the mesh system works. I have even a cheap one with the mesh on it, and I can log or pop into anybody.
Right. And so what they did say that it was kind of interesting is because they have an internet-based system too, that Chris can put his helmet on in fucking Uzbekistan, and he can be part of our chat here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Right.
Okay? So that's kind of cool too.
You know what else was really dope?
Uh-huh.
I always hated this because like when I'm riding and you're doing your thing, I can never find, I don't care how long I spend on the thing, the buttons always fuck with me and I end up shutting my music off or fucking something up.
Right.
So they have the remote that goes on your handlebar.
Correct.
So then you can put it on your thing, look down and see, I'm hitting the plus or the minus.
Yeah, my
or the
Senna,
stop
I
or
had a
whatever.
remote for my Senna that cost not a lot of money that I mounted up on the handlebars so I could just give up on touching any buttons on my
this
helmet.
is included. So I thought that was really cool.
Really good idea. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff going on there. And biggest thing that people should pay attention to is 16-hour battery life. So 16-hour battery life on a communicator is pretty fucking ricky-ticky. That's
and
super
the
cool.
speakers and stuff and the microphones. So they said they're using like a really high-end microphone to the point that like if you're talking to people on the phone, they'll have no idea that you're riding your motorcycle.
Mm-hmm.
And also the speakers, I think they're JBL or something like
That's what
that.
he
So
said.
they're actually like they're
good quality
Yeah,
speakers.
they're not
Yeah.
using just crap. It was.
I
pretty
kind of
cool.
had the vibe that it was a really, really high-end product. They really worked hard on hitting all the touch points. But I just kept asking them the same question. I was like, so if we're on a ride and I can tell when I eyeball my people in the ride, 4 of those guys got Cardos, 3 of those guys got Sennas. I've done these rides before where, and then we're all playing the game of press and hold the button. Okay, are you in? No, you're in. No, you're out. You're in. You're in. It becomes a fucking pain in the dick. So 90% of the time I just turn my music on and say fuck everybody, right?
That's the beauty of mesh. You don't
Right.
have to
Yeah, you
screw
don't have to
around
fuck
with
around.
things.
And what their deal is, they have the app for your phone that you can literally, with a QR code, hold it up and say, hold up your phone, boom, QR code, you're in now. And I just built a group, and that's what I thought was cool. I can build a group of 10 guys.
But you can't bust into somebody's group.
That's exactly right. You can't bust into somebody's group. You have to be invited and you have to be uninvited. So to leave the group, you have to be uninvited. To get into the group, you have to be invited. And I also like that whoever's leading the group can say, okay, we're going to put Tom on listen only. We're going to put Tom on whatever. Or Tom has to key the mic to chime in. So if you've got a leader and you got a tail gunner and you got a middle guy, those are the only 3 guys that should be voice activated.
Yeah,
everybody else should have to key to talk.
Let's put Tom on listen only.
Well, I mean,
That's typical.
the reality of we tried to do this for the DGR, and we got for the DGR, and I had 20 guys come up to me and say, "Hey, Phil, we saw you have a Senna 10C Pro helmet on. You know, your helmet's got a 10C Pro on it. Let's make a group." And I was like, yeah, this is not going to end well, but when you guys have your shit together, come and find me, and I'll press and hold my button, and you know what we'll do? We'll lose each other exactly 60 feet in, and that's what the whole mesh fell apart. The group fell apart instantly. Right. So I'm hoping this will solve that.
Well, and the guy was pretty cool, so I was talking to him for a while. They got some other cool shit coming out that they're not really, like, they weren't talking about it too much, but they let me see it. And it's like, you can do this on any bike, a 1970s Honda all the way up.
Are you talking about the rear brake activator system?
Yeah.
It's not that much of a secret because he spent about 10 minutes telling me all about it too.
No, I know, but he was like, "Don't do a video."
Okay,
he didn't want it seen.
Yeah, the brake distribution device.
Yeah, but we can talk about it. But it was cool. It was really cool. Well, what's interesting about it, it was unique because it's not an on-off switch.
No, not at all.
You can set the pressure. And so basically what it is it's a brake lever that has a pressure switch that really, like, it can go from like 0 to like 150 pounds of pressure. Exactly. So like you could really set it up.
Oh, it's from the sex toy industry.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I mean, I promise you, this is a relatively short stroke linear actuator that is all about doing one thing. You know, in its other life, it just goes, ha, 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 ha.
Right, but
in
I'm
this
saying
life,
like
it just
switch
goes,
too, though. But the cool part is the switch. Yeah. You could set it to the point where you could pull your brake hard and it doesn't do anything. But when you go, holy fuck!
Well, you hook it to your front brake so that when you're activating your front brake, it's automatically giving you 10% of the rear brake.
Or whatever you want to
just got
dial
linked
in.
brakes on your 1972 Honda.
Right, or whatever bike you want.
Yeah, exactly.
And like for new riders and stuff, you could dial it up to like 50% so that it really helps brake down.
Absolutely.
And it's mechanical.
Right.
It's actually using your brake thing. So if it fails to normal.
Well, we have customers in our shop that have had injuries and have had handicaps where they are missing parts of their body that they need to get that full motorcycle operation sensation.
Right.
And this would be a good application because I asked him, can you do it the backwards way where we hook it to the pedal and it activates the front brake? He says, absolutely. No problem. So that we can now, when you apply the rear brake, it's providing 50% pressure to the front brake. Super cool system. Very fucking neat. Again, not in the same realm as the communications device.
But it doesn't but it's not tied into the hydraulics. It's actually just actuating the lever or the foot lever or whatever.
It's literally just using the rear thing.
It's really cool. It is a really neat piece of technology. The other thing that you're going to like about their helmet system, their intercom system, is when you pair it to your GoPro, your videography device, then it instantly becomes a microphone in the system.
Right.
So that it then splits the microphone duties with your microphone on the camera, which picks up all the fun, sexy bike sounds. But now all the sounds coming out of your mouth hole are still nice and clear.
Well, he said, it's going to be better than even any system that they have now. I mean, like people are using right now. I'm excited about that.
That's an interesting thing. Yeah. Cool. So, yay. Good job, Blue Armor. Couldn't remember, there was a few years ago when I remember seeing Blue Armor at a trade show, but they were selling like a helmet cooling system. And I think it was the same guys because I almost recognized the guy in the booth.
It could be.
Could be.
Well, they're doing a good job.
Great
now.
product, cool product. I really dig it. That was really cool. John, did you have a favorite product? You said the tools.
Yeah, I mean, I like those Boxo tools. They were Taiwan, but they're really good Taiwan, and a lot of this stuff coming. Like my old Harbor Freight set was Taiwan, but it's polished, really good
Everything
quality.
in those kits. If you tried to build that kit out even if you tried to build it out at Harbor Freight and you didn't go the Chinese route, you went the Taiwan route, you'd save some money buying it from them.
Also, the Motion Pro booth had lots of fun.
Yeah, we lost you in the Motion Pro booth, buddy.
Yeah, I liked all the Motion
You
Pro
were having fun in there.
There's lots of good stuff.
Lots of
there.
creative
Motion
tools.
Pro for motorcycle guys is like the Snap-on truck pulling up, but you go in there, you're like,
Right.
oh, it's just cool tools.
Oh, I almost got lost because have you ever adjusted your front suspension on your motorcycle and been like, oh shit, the little flathead screwdriver on there is too small to use a dime. So I need just a particular little tiny flathead screwdriver, but these assholes put the handlebars in the way. So I can't get to the slots to adjust my front suspension because my handlebars are in the way. Mm-hmm. Well, Motion Pro to the rescue because Motion Pro figured out a way to beat that. They literally made a front suspension adjuster knob. There's no better way to put it, but it's a knob. And they bolt onto your shock towers, and they are just sexy. One, they look good. Two, they work. And so if you want a compression rebound adjuster for the top, and they make them, Motion Pro, so they make them 97 different ways. But you specifically can buy the one for your motorcycle. And I'll pull it up so people can see it. This little bastard's elegant. I mean, this is a machining tour de force. So you put this thing on, and you don't have to look for a little screwdriver bit anymore. You can use your fingers with gloves on. And just reach down there, press that button, and crank that knob. So much better than trying to find the right size screwdriver. Very, very cool. And I like that the kit comes with both the left and the right side. So, sometimes bike will have compression on one side, rebound dampening on the other, et cetera, et cetera. This is already built, designed perfectly for your bike.
Well, you were looking at that fuel injector cleaner, which looked really handy.
Looking at that to the point where I've already ordered it.
Okay.
So, yeah, they got my money on that one.
Yep.
So that fuel injector kit that Motion Pro does, that you put the Motion Pro secret sauce in there, and it runs on a 9-volt battery, and so it does that of your fuel injector, but while it's got your fuel injector in a holder so it can build pressure. Very freaking cool. Very neat thing. And it's better than the old-fashioned way of like submersing your fuel injectors in, XYZ parts cleaner or carb cleaner for 7 days and then hooking them up and trying to pump them or inject them that way. I think the Motion Pro setup is pretty damn slick. Give them credit for that. That is awesome. Well done, guys. Motion Pro does, again, definitely worth having their booth there if they sell me a bunch of shit, right? Super fun. What was your favorite non-AIM experience? So we had a lot of stuff that happened outside of the building.
The track walk was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the
Walking
track walk.
around the super motocross with the rum and coke
That was very entertaining.
delightful.
Absolutely.
I'm going to say, you guys know I'm a bit Scottish when it comes to spending my money. I walked away from a $200 ticket to Disney to go use a $20 track walk ticket. And every part of my soul said, this is a dumb move because the Disney ticket was $200, the track walk ticket was $20. Sheer economy says I'm staying at Disney until the fireworks go off.
Yeah.
But-
we did a lot of Disney, though.
We did get our share of Disney, but then that
Definitely.
track walk was fucking wild.
And it included free food and drinks, too. So.
All the food and drinks you could possibly handle. Meckelfresh figured out the free drink coupon hack.
Yeah.
So I think I had 9 drinks. And then I realized that the start-finish line will give you a bloody nose. It's so fucking high.
Yep.
I tried to run up it, and I did not succeed. My Supercross career has been cut short based on a terrible crash I had at Anaheim. I will never get back on the track ever again because of a horrible crash I had in the Anaheim, right at the start-finish line, I might add. I did not make the jump. I ate shit. Sean had to pull me up.
I had to do it twice
That's
as well.
That's the problem with free drinks.
That's the
Yeah.
problem when you say, I got my knee down at Anaheim Supercross.
Yeah.
I must have had extra gravity helping.
You didn't need my help. You came on like a steamroller. Yeah. You look like that scene from the Stephen King movie where the truck goes apeshit.
I was going to take it. I was just going to go right over the top.
You were.
Catch air.
I thought you were going to catch air. Yeah. But it was fun. We got to, after heavy drinking and heavy eating, all courtesy of them.
That was a long fucking day.
That was we got 20,000 steps that day.
It was quite a long day.
But once we got to we were in group 5, so we got to watch all these other groups going down. They lined us up at the top of Anaheim Stadium, drinks in hand. They didn't care. And then
Oh,
right
yeah.
when we were about to go on the track walk, they tested their fireworks system, which was like we got our own free up close and personal fireworks show. That was cool.
Well, no, that was the launch. You all were supposed to race.
Oh my god!
As
Drinks
well
in
as that
hand.
giant fire column thing.
It was the giant fire column shooters, which are very cool. But when you get down there at the level where those motocrosser racers are literally on the track, you start realizing a set of doubles is much bigger than you think it is.
The whoop-de-doops are 4 feet.
The rhythm section is quite terrifying, right? And erratic, so that it's not like you can just, I'm going to use this pace and do the whole thing, because there is a variable distance between the tops of those jumps. Very cool to get that up close personal view of it. Really, really neat. Had a great time.
If only we would have brought something to Barry that would have gotten
That was the joke.
Turned
Like,
up.
we decided we should have buried a 24-inch bright yellow dildo.
Yeah.
So that by the time they got to like the fourth qualifier, one of these bikes would have dug it up and just thrown it through the air. And somebody'd be like, well, we have to stop because there's a dildo down in turn 4. Right.
I had a unique experience. So when you guys were doing that, me and Dan were walking around the stadium.
Yeah.
When you guys were on the Star Wars thing, me and
Right.
Dan went and walked around the stadium. And so I had the honor of almost getting run over by Deegan's Lamborghini SUV. Apparently, he is like as much of a dick as everybody said he is.
Really?
And he peeled out of the pit area and almost took me, Dan, and like 4 other people out as he like went 9,000 miles an hour down in his fucking Lamborghini SUV.
I think that parking lot creates a lot of trouble because I watched John talk a guy in a Tundra into burning tires.
I got
down.
it on video.
I saw.
Yeah.
And we know because we were walking.
Yep.
So when that video, when you were happening where that was,
Yeah.
Sean and I and Kromke were only 20 feet on the other side of that truck.
Right.
We literally saw it from the other angle.
Well, and then I thought something was on fire in the parking lot, but that was a big diesel truck
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
Doing the
Just,
same thing. Now, why anybody feels it's time to burn a tire down 6 feet off the back bumper of a Toyota Tercel,
Yeah, I didn't know.
because Brodozer.
there wasn't a lot of runoff area. There wasn't a lot of clear runoff area except for like 70,000 people.
You know what?
Yeah.
It made me feel like we were back in Indy.
It did.
I was like,
Right.
oh shit, shit's getting crazy.
Shit's getting
like
crazy
this is
again.
fucking all right.
I was like, oh man, the bar was full of lizard people and some idiot had given him alcohol.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. All these people, I had no idea that Supercross really only goes from about 4 o'clock till about 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
So it's not a really super long event.
No, and it's like 200,000 fucking people.
It was more
smashing it.
people than I have ever seen outside of like the Beach Boys at,
Yeah.
I think that stadium was like 95% full. You guys somehow magically got tickets for less money than online
So here's
by
what-
buying them from Katie, the woman who sweeps the floor.
Well, this is what happened. So
Yeah.
as we continued to walk around this thing, so me
Yeah.
and Dan at this point were like, I think this was a bad idea because now we're 3 miles into this walk and it was like, we're already sore.
Right.
And your right knee legitimately clicks when
Yeah,
you walk.
yeah. So like we're walking and we're going, and all of a sudden we kept looking at box office and they're all closed.
Right.
And so I was like, fuck, maybe there aren't going to be anything. We walk past the one and the window goes whoosh, and I go, huh. And so I walk up and I'm like, hey, are there any tickets? She goes, we just released the last 80 or something. And I go, great. How much are they? And she's like, $75 or no, $70.
$70 a ticket.
And I was like,
They were
One-
85 on Ticketmaster.
I was like, 1 second, please. And that's
Right.
when I called John like twice. You guys
Oh,
won't
yeah.
answer. And I'm like, fucking answer. And then you guys were like, you want to go? Yeah. And we got
Oh,
him.
yeah.
But like literally, she was like, do you want to sit? How many are you? And I was like, 5. She goes, oh, you only have 2 options. She goes, do you want to be on that side or that side?
It was a good side.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And it was up there. But I tell you what, I
it
would have
was
bought
up there.
Fuck, it was up there.
But I would have bought those tickets.
I put both my hands up and hit a blimp.
all the way. Yeah.
But you could see everything. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Oh no, it was great
It was a
visuals.
great view.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
So it worked out. That was
It
awesome.
did. I was very pleased by the whole experience. It was great. We had a great time. We squeezed as much out of this week that you could squeeze out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Every day we had like 4 events,
Yeah.
and we somehow hit them all.
All of them.
Yeah, it was cool. We did tiki tasting experiences.
Oh, that.
some pretty high end, high powered shit. I mean,
Well, and not
Yes.
only that, but we sat inside of a belly of a whale.
seriously, again. Yeah, the beast below. You're inside the Pinocchio in the whale.
We had the fuzzy tauntaun.
We did have the fuzzy tauntaun at Oga's Cantina
Yeah.
at
That
was
Disney.
good.
the Takadana cooler.
The Takatana cooler. We did. We had a really good bartender at our Disney drinking
Oh
experience.
yeah, I liked him a lot.
He was cool. And then And then we went to this thing called Hard Water.
Strong water.
Strong water.
Strong
thing,
water.
Hard water. Strong
Tiki
water,
bar.
which turned out to be fucking amazing.
It was quite
Wagyu burgers and all that fancy
Oh, the Loco Moco burger.
shit. Yeah, it was not messing around.
Spam on it.
the
Egg,
velvet
spam.
banana.
Can we just say
Spam,
that we were
egg and
literally
spam.
checking to see if they had paddles?
Half
Yeah,
a pound
as you
Wagyu
get-
burger with spam on it.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. It
No,
was.
we had to check, make sure that they had them set for at least 60 volts. So when they both went into cardiac arrest, we
John
could
and
have
I.
them hold
John and I
hands.
had the same meal, and that meal would kill lesser men. And on top of that,
You were like, I like how they were like, and that's pretty rich and thing. But would you like the upgrade to more meat? And your guys were like, yes.
somebody was like, "Oh, you know,
do you want the short rib?
do you want the short ribs on your tater tots?" And I was like, "Well, you're serving me a Wagyu burger with spam and egg on it, and French fried onions,
Who's counting?
yes.
and so." At this point, why the fuck not?
When in Rome.
We went outside and we saw that Emma had gotten the same thing. Emma gotten it too. I was like, "Did you get the upgrade to the murder, whatever they call the bullion balls or the cannonballs or whatever?"
Murder ball.
And she was like, "No, I didn't know that was an option." I was like, "Oh, John and I both got it." So, it was crazy good.
The question everybody wanted to know, how was the next day? Like in the morning.
I think we were fine.
Yeah. No problem.
No, I actually think we were fine because again, we walked.
After 2 cups of coffee, everything came out.
Yes, also true. But
a lot of
when we're
motion.
doing this trip is not. We're going to meet in the. We're not going to meet in the breakfast room at 6:30, kids. We're going to be off the property at 0700. No, we're going to meet in the breakfast room sometimes at 8, sometimes at 8:30. They close breakfast down at 10:30. Surprise to Sean.
I was at the pool at 6. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
I did get up early too.
I tried.
There was the one point where like, has anybody seen Sean yet? They're getting ready to tear down the breakfast buffet.
I thought I had an extra half
He
hour.
definitely likes his beauty rest.
I do.
It was fucking
What can I
hilarious.
say?
Fresh wakes up at 0500. Like clockwork, maybe 0400.
Yeah.
Right? And then I'm usually up at 7ish, usually pretty reliably at 7. I like to get down and make my breakfast last about 2 hours. I like about 4 attacks on breakfast with like 2 constitutionals. Invariably, the whole crew would get together by about 10 o'clock or 10:30 and be like, "All right, that's it, boys. We're heading to the convention center."
I'm ready to go back to bed.
And then somebody'd be like, "Hold on, brown alert," and be like, crap." So,
Constant. Wait, what did Dan say?
Constitutional.
Constitutional situation.
Yeah,
Constitutional crisis.
constitutional crisis happened. It was a real thing. All right, so that was. I mean, it was super fucking cool. Orlando next year.
That was
Yeah,
amazing
that's gonna be all
trip.
right. But hold on. So the morning.
Thank you for being the world's best tour or travel
Yes.
guide.
Oh yeah, that was excellent.
Hey, we like to do
amazing.
fun shit.
Oh, without a doubt. So I had booked that earlier flight, so I had to get up at like 5, and I left at 5:30 to go meet the Uber driver
Yeah, you did.
downstairs. So I'm down there, and I felt really good. So I'm just kind of sitting there, and I was enjoying a smoke before
Right.
the flight.
Yeah.
And out of nowhere, you start hearing, "Hey, you motherfucker!" And I'm like, "Ooh, that sounds salty."
That's spicy.
And then it was followed up with 10 years of your shit, you fucking cocksucker. And I'm like, wow. And I'm sitting there, and if you remembered, it was like that parking lot, and it had like the dividers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it was
that's
like,
the Disney parking lot right next to us.
okay. So
The happiest place
I'm
on
like,
earth.
I'm like, interesting. Okay, I'm like kind of looking, but I can't see.
I mean, he's
right?
finally had enough.
And yeah, and she's like, "You've been fucking my life up for so fucking long." And at this point, I'm like, I got to see this.
We
I
have
gotta
to see
look,
what's
right?
going on. Yeah.
So I walk around and I walk and I peek and I make sure I'm very stealth about
Yeah.
this. And I look, and it's just the lady,
Oh, she's alone.
and she's pointing at herself. And
Oh.
she's like, 10 fucking years.
Wow.
10. And I was like, wow. And I'm not trying to make fun of
Yeah.
her, right? But like, I've seen people with problems before, but
Right.
never like a movie script.
I bought a
problem.
Monster Energy off a homeless lady for 50 cents.
She offered it to me. I was like, no, thank you. I was like, I don't know what's on that can, but it doesn't look like it's fresh.
Oh,
Hey.
dude, I was chatting up the lady who worked the front desk because what else am I going to do?
What else you gonna do?
Oh, I got her life story. She's ready to divorce her husband, kick him out.
wow.
He's a deadbeat, doesn't do anything. Like,
John's
oh.
just ready to go.
We picked up, we literally cracked the $35 a night Hampton parking situation.
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's Disney. And if you're within 2 miles of Disney, every parking space is $50 a day, right? They know that. If you can't be Disney, then you have to be profiting off of Disney. And the way you profit off of Disney is know that any flat surface is $50 a day to park so your kids can go to Disney.
Yeah, the night we stayed at the Marriott, we had to check the car in and out every time.
Well, yeah, they have a guard, they have the whole thing going on.
And we're like 5 miles away.
Parking at Anaheim Stadium is an Olympic event now. We've learned.
Oh my God! How far do you think we were from the
17 miles. By the time,
Oh my God!
By the time, now here's the
I
thing.
could just see the top of the stadium from where we were.
Right. Now you guys are saying no, we're not 17 miles away.
You should have taken the tram.
But from
we were thinking about calling an Uber. No shit.
from the moment I pulled into where the Anaheim Stadium parking is supposed to be, until the moment we finally had our wheels stopped and got out of our car, we circled Anaheim Stadium about 3 times, right? And many blind turns, many went down the street.
We certainly did it due diligence
found-
before settling on.
Fuck yeah, we
And
did.
then we took off-property parking lot, which was
Super
like,
duper
okay,
off-property.
we're going to go back here. Wait, no, it goes back further. No, it goes back further.
Basically,
No, it goes back further.
it'd be like if you were trying to go to the overflow lot at Brown Stadium and you ended up in Beechwood.
Oh my gosh!
Because by the time we were we found a spot in some little light industrial.
We were in a Power Rangers fight scene industrial park backdrop.
But I will give them credit. Los Angeles has its share of large 4-wheel drive vehicles.
Oh yeah.
It has all of them. And what's crazy is it doesn't seem like it's the kind of place where you'd really want a truck that's lifted 18 inches and tires that go 8 inches past the fucking wheel wells. It seems counterintuitive for a place that's known for its traffic.
Well, and on top of that, they give so much shit to bikers for having a modified exhaust
Yes.
or a different
Yeah.
light. But meanwhile, you can make your truck into a stepladder.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. We parked in the parking lot, and you're like, look next to you, and you're like, that's a big fucking truck.
Oh.
Then you back up, and there's a truck that's bigger than that one, and then one back there.
The Brodozer is the official. That should be on the
That
California
is.
flag from now on.
It really
Yeah.
is.
It's
the
just
one-
a bear driving a Brodozer.
The one SoCal bro dude that I knew that moved to New Orleans, he had the biggest F350 and the whitest teeth I'd ever seen.
Well, there you go. I was. Boy, I'll tell you.
But I'll give the California guys this: the tires are good because they're using more bubbly tires, not these fucking giant
Right, they're
3
not
inches
using
of rubber
right,
and
they're
whatever.
zero
they're called.
rated. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just like seeing all the old vehicles that didn't have
with
any
no
rust
rust.
on them. Oh.
That is the,
The
place.
Land
If-
Cruisers
If you're
and all that-
goofy for
fuck.
Marty McFly era Toyota Tacomas and stuff, they're all there.
Yeah.
That's all right
And
there.
they'll only set you back $60,000.
Spotless.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's something else. So that is going to be next year. What do you say, March 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or something like
think
that? March
so.
3rd through 5th, and they're doing it in Orlando. So we're chasing the fucking mouse again.
But this time
Come on,
it's drinking
fellas.
around the world. So get your livers ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, of course,
boy.
I also have to mention and thank ClevelandMoto for enabling me to get my first tattoo.
Yeah!
While I was
yeah.
in Anaheim.
That's true.
Sean's a rebel.
Yeah.
And,
So
it's if you can read the
while we were going to Biltwell, the place covered in tattoos, Sean was getting a tattoo.
Indeed.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So what did you get?
I got it's like kind
Got
of
a
like a
Mickey Mouse.
It's no, I didn't get it. Just on my ass. It's a double.
They got Goofy on his
the
ass.
Yeah, it's a tramp stamp. No, it's if you're a lover of Googie architecture and that kind of signage, it's like a Googie coffee shop sign. It just
Mid-century
says,
modern.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
says coffee on it in fun different colors.
Yep.
And blood.
Well, I thought it was funny because when you had your tag, your bandage on there,
Yeah.
that had been out, been leaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
And so he had this it was
looked like a
push-
Capri Sun.
It was
that
like
you
a
could
soft
pop to the-
sticker.
Yeah.
It's like one of those puffy stickers.
I want to suck your tattoo.
I was going to ask you.
Yes.
So did you get that and then get into the hot tub for 7 hours?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I wasn't in the hot tub after that at all.
Okay.
No, you're
Got
not
the
I
days mixed up.
started to get confused. And I was
Nobody
like,
cares.
Oh, that would have been bad.
No way.
It would have been bad for the tattoo.
That's what I'm saying.
Would have been bad for that hot tub.
Yeah.
No,
Nothing could kill that hot tub.
It was. You know what? That was a salt.
I watched them pour a gallon of bleach in that every day.
I got out of that hot tub.
It was salt.
No, it wasn't.
I watched them
I
pour a
literally-
gallon of bleach in that.
I
hot tub
watched
every
the
day.
guy dump the fixer chemicals into it. Okay, I got these bottle and let me measure. Oh, just fuck it. And he literally just dumped the whole bottle in. It was like, okay, that's fine.
I did notice that I have no hair on my legs anymore, so that's interesting.
By day 3, when I took my shirt off, it was like a snowstorm of my skin coming off. I'm like, oh.
It was a total
And I'm
exfoliate.
like, yeah, I'm good. After
Very
2 days.
rarely do I get out of the hot tub and take a shower right there in the customer supply in the supplied hotel supplied shower. But I did. I got out and took a shower only because I could feel my skin burning. As I got out of the hot tub, I could feel my skin burning.
That means it's working.
Yeah,
It was good. I don't have any moles
Right.
or anything left.
And I got off.
Skin tags are all gone.
I was like, okay. I got out and I was like,
Right
all right, cool. That's it. It's like a derma scrub.
All
Your
my
whole body's
herpetitis
smooth.
gone.
Yeah, it's all gone. Yeah, that was it. Well, I knew it was trouble because when I jumped into the pool water didn't stick to me.
Yeah.
So I got in the pool, shot the whole way across the pool, got out, and I wasn't wet. And I was like, I better go shower this shit off.
That
This is
pool
a
was
bad
long.
move.
I started trying to do some laps, and I was like,
I could only go 3/4 of the way of that pool underwater, and that's a long pool. Yeah, that was.
You guys were smoking right before that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's just the bleach.
a lot. There was extreme smoking going on.
So for next year, we think, all right, probably going to do this. Probably going to do this. All right, great.
I've never been to Florida.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Wow.
Man, that's cool.
It's been a long time.
That's pretty rad.
I need to get out.
Other events. Okay, so coming up, I found this event. One of my friends hit me to it. I'm totally in love with this event. March Moto Madness.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So March Moto Madness, they do October Madness as well. But 26th through the 29th of March, where? Tellico Plains, Tennessee, one of my favorite places on the planet. Very excited about this. I think this is going to be a good thing. Look it up. The website's very hard to remember. It's marchmotomadness.com. Remember that. Look it up. It is fucking cool. This is for your adventure type minded people.
Yeah, it's
or
been
basically it's like Mid-Ohio without the swap meet. So if you show up with like your monkey bike or your Trail 125 Hunter Cub, you're probably going to fit right in. Yeah, I think so.
It has spawned just like the DGR. There's March Moto Madness now all around the world too.
Really?
There's one in Europe. There's one in Australia.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So you have 69 days to prepare for this. So 69 days to get your shit together.
So
Nice.
what you're saying is it's contagious.
It might be. It might be.
March Moto Madness is
And where is that
contagious.
located again?
Tellico Plains, Tennessee. I do love that part of the world. I absolutely do. It's one of my favorite places. And I'm hoping that we're going to pick up the advantage because late March can be dicey up here, but late March there, pretty nice. Yeah, pretty nice.
It snowed at that event in the past.
So I was going through the pictures, Pete, and I noticed on the one day of pictures, everybody was wearing their winter gear.
Yeah.
Throw this picture up for the guys at home. How cool is this? I could be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that's an event. Because I don't think that just guy showed up for firewood. Look at all those motorcycles.
That
All have a
is-
ton of lumber on the back of
Well,
them.
that's to
Go
build the
bring back the biggest log.
That's
you
to build the
can.
bonfire,
I think you're absolutely right.
or they're building a log cabin. I can't tell which.
But
or
for the
who can carry the most weight of wood on their bike or something?
So for the first time ever, when I'm
Every time
Hey,
I
everybody.
ride.
That'll be in my pants.
Hey, everybody, go get wood.
well, again, all of this is telling me this is fun because I like seeing motorcycles being used for fun shit. The one year I took a picture of my Trail 110 that I was coming to the podcast at Dustin's house, and I had cut down a tree, so I had taken about 40 wood burner sized logs, and I had strapped them strategically to the back of my Trail 110. To the point where if I gave it any gas at all, the front wheel came right up off the ground. And I made it from my house to Dustin's house, which is only about 3 miles. Right? But I did make it. And I showed up and Dustin's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I was like, I just wanted to see if I could do it. Like putting all the podcast gear on the DAX.
When I had my XT500 down on the Allegheny River and
Yeah.
I was kind of living there, it would flood and everybody's wood pile would get washed.
Yeah.
So then I had a logging chain that I would chain off the back of the bike to a refrigerator door, and I would load that full of logs, and then I would drag it back to my campsite. Yeah,
Perfect. A refrigerator door.
Yeah.
That's your sledge.
that was my sled. I would just be like,
Nice. Yeah, this looks like a fun event. So March Moto Madness, this seems like the kind of thing that we'd probably chew right up and spit out.
Don't
Probably
forget,
enjoy that.
Garage Brood is coming up in like 2 weeks.
No, I didn't get my motorcycle entered in time, and today they decided and sent the letters out to people whose bikes have been honored by being in the Garage Brood motorcycle
and
show.
then you sent the Triumph thing Did somebody?
Yeah, that's the 31st.
Oh my God,
What's
that's
that?
a lot
Saturday
of stuff.
the 31st.
Yeah, the Triumph thing. Remember?
Like a
last-
dealer-
Last year we did that.
Oh,
the one we did last year.
The new
Yeah, but
Triumph
they're having it
models.
at the dealer thing right by your shop there, though.
Oh, okay,
year.
cool. I'm glad they're doing it at the dealership.
Yeah.
That's good.
I sent it out on the group text.
Okay.
It's Eventbrite. You got to sign up with Eventbrite.
Yeah, it's free
Yep.
ticket.
Already
Yeah,
did that.
exactly.
Me too.
Rad.
We are
That's super
ready
cool.
to go.
Yeah, so I'm digging the idea of March Moto Madness. So I'm thinking that's cool. So that's January 31st.
Triumph is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Good. Looking for events for the finishing out this month.
And for everybody out there in listener land, that's not a Cleveland centric event. That's
Right.
There's like a tour that's going around.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's just when it happens to be in Cleveland. But if you go to the Triumph website,
You can see all the new
find
bikes.
it in your neighborhood and go check it out.
Yeah, because at AIM we got to sit on the new Triumph Scrambler. We got to sit on the new Triumph Thruxton 400, the Thruston 400. Again, they're small. I mean, I knew they would be because they're 400s. But when I sat on them, as much as I love looking at them, again, it is like looking at a 3/4 scale motorcycle.
It's a
Well, I look at the
CB350,
1200.
so
It's exactly Sleepy. You just nailed it. It
Yep.
is exactly a CB350.
I look
Yeah.
at the 1200, and
Yeah.
it doesn't look like a big bike either, though, which is kind of cool.
They're compact. They're real compact. So if you go to Cleveland Moto Podcast, and by the way, thank you guys for joining the Cleveland Moto Podcast chat. So we have a Facebook page called the Cleveland Moto Podcast chat where shit gets a little weird. I'll admit it.
it is private, so you have to ask.
You have to ask for permission, and we will usually let you in. But
then you get the funny stuff.
it is fucking hilarious. I got to say that Cleveland Moto Podcast, the Cleveland Moto Podcast Facebook pages are just regular one that we talk about. We put the show notes in there and stuff so you can follow along, play at home if you're interested. But then the chat one is getting a little bonkers, and I like that. Okay, guys, I like wheelies, but Ohio doesn't like that I like wheelies.
No.
So they changed the Ohio laws, and so now that little momentary, what we used to call a loss of physical control or a lack of physical control, was the ticket we used to like to write when people would do wheelies. Or if you'd break traction with a back tire and do that big smoky burnout, we'd write you a lack of physical control. And it was a sweet little misdemeanor 4 ticket. Just, pay it when you get the chance. No points on your license. It's just mostly, hey, you were being a dick and I caught you, ticket. So now they don't do that no more. Now it's a fucking felony. Well, I'm sorry, misdemeanor of the 1st degree. Now, most people that don't understand the way laws work, a misdemeanor of the 1st degree is way more expensive than a misdemeanor of the 4th degree. As the number gets smaller, the money gets bigger. And they have now created a new law for us in Ohio, and other states are following suit, thanks to Mike DeWine. Section 4511.251, street racing. So now, even though you just pulled out of my shop and you want to have a little fun moment of a victorious little wheelie, a little fun wheelie, nobody ever got hurt, just a little bump wheelie. It was so much fun, so cute. It's the exact same punishment you get for drifting or a street takeover or stunt driving or donuts or burnouts. So it's all one thing. So now, because these street takeovers have become such a problem, they've decided to encapsulate all of the parts of the event into subcrimes. And if you're guilty of any one of the subcrimes, you are guilty of the main crime. So now, something as simple as having the front wheel come off the ground a wee little bit or breaking traction with the rear tire is now exactly the same penalty as if you were getting together in the middle of an intersection with 290 of your stupid friends, bouncing off each other, lighting fires, and burning tires down. And that is a misdemeanor of the 1st degree.
Eek.
Well, here's why that's bad. Automatically loss of your license for 30 days minimum. Can be up to 3 years, and the judge is not allowed to impose a sentence lighter than 30 days, and it says so in the law. So the judge must, if you are cited with 4511.251, you're going to lose your license for 30 days minimum. That's hard and fast. That's going to happen. First offense. And you could get up to 180 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Now, as we all know, the 180 days in jail is also a job killer. Now, the $1,000 fine, you could probably get away with that. But for me, losing my motorcycle license, losing my car license for 30 days.
How many points on your license?
6 points.
So it's the equivalent of a reckless operation.
It's reckless operation.
Reckless up.
So it's 6 points instantly.
Ask me how I know.
Me too.
Exactly. Right. So it's 6 points instantly. The way they're writing it, and I looked it up, is they're doing it as a 12-point offense, but 6 points are suspended once you've had your license gone for 30 days or 30 or 60, 90 or 6 months, whatever the judge says. So the day that you get the ticket, it's a 12-point offense, so they can justify pulling your license from you immediately. And then once you've done the traffic safety class and everything else, and you've done your 30 days, 60 days, 90-day suspension, then they knock 6 points off. So 6 points stays on your license after the event. You'll never take those off. Those are there forever. But in order to get them to give them the right to take your license away from you, it's a 12-point offense.
And where it gets really expensive is when your insurance company is going to get involved.
And that's 100% of the problem. So good luck ever having real insurance ever. Again, you'll be talking to the general. That's what you're going to come down to, I
I
promise.
spent 20 years on the general, man.
And this is, and again, where New York goes, Ohio will follow. So I did look already, and New York did adopt the same rules.
and Florida's got something like that too, don't they?
They do.
Yeah.
I was in New York a couple years ago. They were pulling people. The BMW National Convention was in Hamburg, New York, about 8 years ago, whatever.
Very cool.
But they were pulling people over for if you had a visor on your helmet and you had the visor up.
Open visor.
Even if you had goggles on.
No eye
anything else.
protection.
Well, if you were behind a windshield, it didn't matter.
That's fucking
If you had a
crazy.
visor, it had to be down.
That's crazy.
And they were actively pursuing
On
it,
the racetrack, it's
pulling
that
people
way.
over.
Like if you
I
have,
got pulled over for that once.
That's
with Piper
cockamamie.
on the back.
yeah, that's crazy.
Did you have
Wait.
goggles on underneath? Like I always wear safety goggles under it. And
I had my visor cracked a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was actually pretty well down. She was on the back, and I think she had sunglasses, but her visor was up. But he pulled us over.
So she had eye protection.
Yeah. Oh,
He
was fucking.
He was
with
being a
us.
dick. Yeah, right. That's what
We were
happens.
riding my Vespa,
Oh my god.
which was totally illegal. But I didn't get in any trouble.
Yeah, go figure. So that's that one. Okay, so now let's get into the fact that Aprilia's new GP bike is just a collection of aero. I don't know if anybody's seen this thing yet, but they've done very well in the past 3 races against Ducati. And Aprilia's definitely got themselves set up to have a world beater GP bike. And the aero keeps getting weirder and weirder and weirder to the point where it looks like they have a little TIE fighter on the back of your motorcycle.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of bonkers, but Aprilia is very proud of their new bike, and it is cool looking. I'm not going to take anything away from it. It's pretty slippery. But the aero is getting out of goddamn control. But now that Aprilia's got this awesome machine and they're winning and everything's cool, it's been a few years, but they're about to change the rules in GP again. So they're dropping from 1,000 cc's back down to 850 cc's. So that means these teams are going to have to change everything. Everything's going to change. And they're also taking away the active suspension, so the active ride height. And that's been a big thing in MotoGP. As you get on the straight, you hit the button, the bike gets lower, right? Smaller, slipperier through the air. That's going away. They're no longer allowed to have that. So they're going to change quite a few of the laws or the rules in MotoGP. And
I think a lot of the racers want that, though, because they wanted to get back to racing.
Do you know who the guy who's leading this entire fucking campaign? And I would have a problem with this, except for the fact that Loris Capirossi, is the guy who's literally leading the push on changing this technology and saying, like, it's just gotten out of hand. It's absolutely gotten crazy. Because when you think about 226 miles an hour top speeds, these races aren't taking place on a 6-mile straightaway. If you're going 226 miles an hour, you have to stop in about 1/2 of 1 second before the next turn. So I totally get that now. I get it. I understand it. I don't think it's going to bother anybody dropping down 850 cc's, except it's going to cost each race team about $6 million, as they have to go from their entire system right now is based on this 100,000 cc power plant. They've got to drop back to an 850 cc, which they did back in 2012. They played that game before.
Ducati's like, sweet, we'll just got the V2.
Yeah.
Again, we're good. Like, let's go.
Right. Okay. Game on. So it is. In 2007 was last time they did that. They went from 1,000 cc's back down to 800 cc's. And it is interesting when they say, like, yeah, history is just going to repeat itself. It's just going to be the game again of chasing the rule book. We're just going to start over.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and some people might hate me for saying this, but like the top speed's getting up around 200 or something. That doesn't appeal to me too much. Like I'd rather see the guys go 160 and battle it out with bikes that are closer to each other. That extra 40 miles an hour probably causes like X amount of injury compared to like the slow, like a little bit slower speeds. Mm-hmm. But I think now it's just like, oh, what bike has all the technology and things? So like,
do you remember
going back would be kind of cool.
Do you remember the GSXR, like the K5s 2005? Mm-hmm. And you remember they had the 750 and they went from the 750 to the 1000. And the bike was only like 5 pounds heavier. Mm-hmm. But we went from a 750 to a 1000. And it was such a crazy difference in one direction. But in the actual size of girth and the weight of the vehicle, it wasn't anything at all.
Oh, dude, the first time, the reason I was addicted to 900 RRs, that was the first bike that had it was a 600 with basically a liter bike engine. Because it weighed the same as a 600. It had the same dimensions. Yep. And then it also had a 2.5 foot balance point. So
it was very forgiving. If you couldn't wheelie that 900 RR, you'd just go home. Just stay home.
I had 5 of them, man. I love those.
It was a good wheelie bike. Oh. Absolutely a good wheelie bike. So I think that's really interesting with them changing the rules like that. I think that's, if you're watching Perry Dakar right now, 10th day is done. A lot of these guys, my special thing is are the originals. If you look at the Motul Originals camp, these are all people that are one-man teams. This is you, your toolbox, your tent, and at the end of when you wake up in the morning at 0400 with Meckelfresh, you wake up at 4 o'clock with John. He's going to help you put your tent away and put your toolbox away. Your stuff goes into a little bin. It's kind of funny. And then they transport that bin to your next bivouac site. So just you and your motorcycle are alone in the desert for however big that stage is for that day or for that 2 days. Oh, drink. No. It's Tanuki time. And I'm watching these guys who are the hardcore dudes who are doing an Ironman style, one man, one motorcycle, one woman, one motorcycle, going across the desert. And it's not like they're sleeping in a big, beautiful tent. They're sleeping in what you or I would call a 2-man tent. With all their gear, their whole world is with them. And they've experienced floods during these races. They've experienced all kinds of bad weather. The other night, it was like 29 degrees, 30 degrees. And they're just wrapped up in every disposable blanket you could find.
There was a dude, oh man, just because you said I lost his name, but he has a YouTube channel and he builds the rally bikes out of the KTMs, but he does it. But he unbelievably filmed his whole experience while doing the Dakar in the bivouac thing.
Jesus.
So I think he threw his cameras to somebody at the end of the day and they did it.
Probably
It was a couple years ago, but on his channel, it was like he did the whole race and fucking vlogged it the whole fucking time.
It's
man.
amazing.
It was amazing.
Was it Lyndon Poskett?
That's it.
There you go.
That's the dude.
Races to Places.
Races to Places.
Yeah.
That was
Brilliant.
it. Unbelievable.
And watch that channel, by the way.
Dude.
He's an English guy.
Yeah.
And then he would ride his bike from England to wherever these races were, and he would compete in the race, and then he would ride home.
Right.
And what is he? So he built what? He was known for building the KTM to his the Poskett standard. But what did he? Do you know what he did to him?
He stripped his bike down completely, and then put it back together bolt by bolt, and reinforced stuff, change things that needed to be changed.
But he does he builds them for other people though.
He makes his own line of parts now. He ended up doing a around the world ride and documenting the whole ride too.
Wow.
And
234,000 kilometers.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
74 countries.
Yep.
And raced while he was doing it.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's what kills me. Is one thing to ride long miles, a lot of miles. But if you ever raced anything anywhere, there's a whole extra box of shit you need to have with you.
Oh, dude, he'd be in the race, and sometimes in the race they have to slab it, and so they're on these big kind of you can't only go so fast.
He rides a 690, I think.
Yeah, so he's just slabbing it along, talking to his helmet. He's like, "Well, I'm doing pretty good. We're going to hit the next rest stop," and it was awesome. It was
616 days, by the way. Wow. 616 days, 35 back tires, 22 fronts. Not counting
It took
the racing.
660. You could do that trip in 17 days. Doesn't he know?
But he didn't want to do it in 17 days, right? I mean, there's that Yalla Habibi mindset, And then there's the whole, I'm going to go to 74 countries and race motorcycles in all of them. Well, sorry, I'm going to race this motorcycle in all of them. And that's just, there's no amount of respect I can possibly throw on this guy that's heavy enough to just be like, when you think of races to places and this idea of everywhere you stop, you're going to race.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool. That's just amazing. So definitely look that up. It's LyndonPosketracing.com. Or if you just type in races to places, it comes right up for you real quick. Very, very hard to miss that shit. And that's cool. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff that you want to be like, yeah, I want to support that guy.
Yeah.
I approve of that shit. So the motorcycle thing, I went to Italy for a couple of weeks. I got totally re-energized, got fired back up, thought like, oh man, motorcycles are cool. Small motorcycles are cooler. Scooters are great. And I just got totally fired back up again. And then to flip it around and then go right to AIM Expo and go right into AIM Expo. Like coming off of AIM Expo, my motorcycle juju could not have been higher. It was fantastic. And then I've been snow blowing all day. Yesterday at fucking noonish, I was on a Vespa riding from my shop to my house yesterday at about noon.
Yeah, I believe
because I looked at the weather forecast and I was like, if I don't get these bikes delivered, I got to deliver a BMW to a guy in Talmadge. I got to pick a bike up for service. I got to deliver another bike to Columbus and pick up a bike in Columbus. If I don't do this today, the next 16 days are going to be garbage. So I made the phone calls. The people were like, yeah, I don't see any reason why not. But my red truck at the shop is full of cardboard, and they took the cardboard dumpster away from the Masonic Temple. So I have no convenient place to get rid of my cardboard before I go to Columbus now. So I was like, well, the white truck's at my house. It's empty. So I literally had to jump on my Vespa, the Tiki God Vespa, and I had to look around at my shop and be like, what bike do I want to put in my garage that is not going to come back here until we're back in business again, when the snow's gone. So of all the bikes in my shop, I was like, Tiki God, Vespa GTS, I have enough clothes at my shop to bundle up for a 46 degree ride. I threw all my gear on, jumped on the bike, hauled ass a half an hour home on the freeway, parked the bike. My neighbor comes out and goes, well, I think you're officially the last two-wheeler on the road because it's going to start snowing here in about, it starts snowing. I was unloading the bike in Columbus and the blizzard blew in. And from Columbus home, they shut down Interstate 71. I had to go 301 Dukes of Hazzard roads the whole way back. No salt, no plow, no nothing. And it was legit four-wheel drive moving slow. And I was like, 3 hours ago, I was on a Vespa.
Yeah.
And now I'm, between the gullies in the 4x4.
Well, I got ready to go to work, and I'm like, it's nice out because it was still in the 50s, and it was dry,
right?
And I looked at it and I was like, well, I only got to go to the mile to the shop. I should be riding. And I was like, no, it's still there's. And my first thought was there's still salt on the roads, and the first thing you told me was wait until it rains really proper.
A couple of times,
before you ride anything on the road, otherwise it'll melt. And so I got in the car and drove, and as soon as I'd made the turn on turn by the stoplight, I looked up and I went, oh, that sky is really, really gray.
Yeah, and that was it. And we've had a nice little. If you've never been in Cleveland before, this is the time to show up right now. You get the full double barrel experience of this is it. We got 6 inches of snow yesterday. We got 6 inches of snow today. We'll probably catch another 6 inches tomorrow.
It'll
be great.
I literally was just saying, man, I was promised winter and it was 60 degrees. What happened?
You got some winter, baby. Yeah. Welcome to Cleveland. You're getting it now. It's legit. So that's super cool. Anybody else got anything else?
Oh, you know what? I do. You know what we forgot to talk about that was at the AIM show was SSR had something pretty cool in the pit bike booth that I was like, oh, if they're going to have it,
all right,
it's coming.
I know what you're going to say, and it kind of, I was like, oh, why is that bike in the middle of the booth? It's just the same exact SR125 that all of us have.
Yep.
Why is that bike in the middle of the booth? Why is that bike getting so much light shining on it? It's just the same exact SR125 that we all bomb around Mid-Ohio on.
But no.
It was Meckelfresh's favorite SR125 because it didn't have a carburetor.
Right.
Fuck carbs.
He woke up for that.
Oh man. Wow. I mean, And I looked at it. It is definitely there. I mean, it's not. This wasn't like somebody cobbled this shit together in their garage. This is a fuel injected SSR.
Let's stop and talk about the possibilities here, though. So
Right.
Could we take this same SSR 125 motor with fuel injection and put on vintage bikes?
That's what I'm talking
All
about.
of the bikes.
Now,
If they're going to put it on that bike, what's going to be available?
I have
EFI for small motors, man.
I have a few questions.
Go ahead.
Specifically, if or when they change the timing for thing, but that's going to use the standard old Honda knockoff 110 motor, so that could work fine.
Yep.
And then the other one is do they pressurize the gas tank, or do they run it through a secondary fuel pump?
So I looked so closely at that gas tank, and there is a fuel pump. So there is a secondary fuel pump.
Okay.
And I looked at it because it's a dirt bike, and you want to be able to have the bike laying on its side. And if the bike's laying on its side and has pressurized gas tank, then you can't have a vent off the gas tank at the top of the gas cap. And it certainly did have that. And it also certainly did have the ubiquitous Mitsubishi inline fuel pump.
So it
that
has
we're
an
all very
external
familiar
fuel
with.
fuel
So
pump.
it has an external fuel pump.
Oh, I can put that on anything.
Well, this is the point. So keep in mind that these bikes without fuel injection are $1,400 for a brand new one. What is the fuel injector going to add $400 to the price, $500 to the price? You got yourself a sub $2,000 100% fuel injected motorcycle that you can now take that powertrain out of and put into all of the things.
I think the bigger question is, I'm less interested in the powertrain itself. I'm more interested in the wiring harness, EFI control module, throttle body, yada yada.
And the good news is when you buy one, that shit comes with it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, you can't just buy a crate motor because then you'd have to buy all those.
Exactly.
Well, no. The bigger question is when they finally hit the SSR website and we can buy parts for
Yep.
them,
Oh, yeah.
what the price of the parts are, because they're not expensive.
That's what kills. So we here at the shop, we now know how much an SSR crate motor costs. Like, and should you buy the Piranha motor or should you buy the SSR motor, right? And it's a very much of a toss up, money wise. So my really excited thing is, first of all, the new SSR 125 ME. You had my attention because it has electric start. Ours are kickstart. This has electric start. They also have upside down forks that actually work really, really well, and I'm a fucking huge fan of that. I think the suspension on the 2025/2026 SSR 125 ME is really, really good, and for a $1,499 price point, that's $100 more than the bikes we're all rocking. You get the upside down, you get the electric start. That's money well spent. So I looked at the one they had in the booth, and I crawling all over it with a fine-tooth comb. They all come with a headlight and a tail light, every single one of them. He said, look for this in 2027. And I said, why not 2026? And he goes, well, you'll see that there are some of our Chinese competitors that are already selling this bike, but they're all having problems. We're not going to sell it if it has problems. We want to make sure that we test the living hell out of this thing. And also, they have to get certain carb compliancy because they want to be able to sell this as a bike that can be used in California or Hawaii or places like that. So I wish it was available right now. Don't get me wrong. But it's nice. And the one that I saw was not something somebody cobbled together.
Right.
What we saw is a factory production unit. And a fuel-injected SR125 is something that puts a very big smile on my face.
And then right behind that, they had that 450 Supermoto.
That's a
looked
project.
I was
bike.
like, okay, because I was like, if they make that,
that's not.
put me down for one.
Yeah, that's not for you. Well, I mean, it could be for you.
Yeah.
I would like to hurt myself, please.
Yeah.
You just need to buy their bike, buy that bike and then put all that shit on it.
Yeah.
Because I looked at it. It's got about a $2,300 exhaust on it.
Okay. I was like, that thing is fucking sexy. I would just use it at the track. A good,
It's a beautiful
hooligan bike.
It's a really good hooligan bike. So what they talked about doing is doing that motorcycle and then doing it as a kit. So having a kit model for it so that you could buy the bike as a dirt bike and then sell you the parts to build it into a super motard. And I think that's probably, that's what they're hoping for. That's their plan. But yeah, super cool. Really neat bike. I mean, in my opinion, very cool, gorgeous bike. And again, when you've got something that's that big and that much motor and that cool, bring it on, SSR. And we've had such good parts support from SSR, as a dealership. Like, I don't have any problem with their stuff now. If they say they want to bring something in, I'm like, yeah, you just do it. You've passed the test now. If you can keep all these SR70s and SR110s and SR125s on the road that these street kids or these 14-year-olds are just trying to destroy, and you can keep up with me in my parts orders, well done.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the trick right there. Because now we've learned that a lot of the Chinese, like super duper knockoffs, they use the same parts as the SSRs. So now if somebody brings in some like, hey man, I don't want to insult you, but you work on my Vespa and my Ducati and my Moto Guzzi, can you also just give this thing a shot? We can give that thing a shot. Yeah, we can get that as many times as not. We can get that thing back to life again.
It's really funny because the first time you told me you were working with SSR, I was like, "Are you crazy? What the hell are you talking about?" Because I used to go to this shady ass warehouse in New Orleans East, and we would buy them like 10 at a time and throw them on this trailer and drag them back, and every single one of them just fell apart.
They were not good.
And you even said, no, they came back a couple of years ago and they fixed literally everything. And I was like, okay.
That's why when somebody calls us and asks us to shop, I always ask them what year bike to have. Because if your bike's older than 2022 or so, it's probably not great. It's probably not going to have a good time. And even they'll tell you that. But if it's newer than 22, you're like, gotcha. Like, totally different manufacturers, totally different part suppliers, completely different game, which is not uncommon in the Chinese world, right? A lot of cross-pollination happening out there. So, yeah, super fun.
You know what? One last thing from AIM. So not Moto Guzzi, MV Agusta. They had one bike that was beautiful.
Yeah, they did.
And then they had like the Turbo Snake Viper. Did you see that thing? I don't know what else to call it.
Turbo Snake Viper?
I
swear to God, I got to look this up
It was some ridiculous name, but like it literally, like, like when you watch the Vietnamese like moped races,
right? And
they have like wheel covers bolted to everything and like snakes and dragons and like extra shit just like put everywhere,
right? Like
I think somebody at MV Agusta, they were like needing money.
The modern way to say that is looks maxing.
Okay,
They're looks maxing.
Like I swear to God, because like usually MV Agusta is like you're like, wow, I can't afford that, but that's a fucking beautiful motorcycle, right? This thing looks like they went to like the parts counter at fucking like Car Part Depot and was like, give me everything that you can stick on a motorcycle and the wheel hub covers. Like this thing had covers over the fucking wheels.
Is the Rush? Go ahead and pull it up.
Okay,
I think you're looking at the Rush. I saw the bike in the booth too.
Yeah,
it's
look
the
at that
Rush.
thing.
It's the Rush.
What the fuck is on the wheel?
Man, it's spinners. I stopped, but the wheels keep going.
We heard you like spinners, so we put spinners
But
on
the
your
one that they
spinners.
had there even had more shit. And then look at the back seat. I can't even explain it.
It's literally a pylon. It's like a little UFO landed on the back of your bike.
Well, here's the thing. This picture does this thing a lot of justice.
It does.
Like it kind of flattens it out and everything and stuff. But when you see this thing in person, you're like, it looks like somebody bootlegged MV Agusta.
I knew you were talking about the Rush the second you started. I was like,
what did they call it? The Viper Snake or something?
It's the Rush.
Rush. Okay.
It's the Rush.
It's just like the Vespa PK.
It's the Rush. I mean, we have the dragster, the Brutale dragsters in my shop right now.
Right.
And it's goofy. I mean, it's silly.
It's not this.
Oh, this is extra silly.
Like, is there a dragon somewhere on that fucking thing?
Well,
I swear to God, I saw a dragon on it.
It also shares the name with a popular brand of poppers.
It does, yes. It absolutely
So
does.
there is a collab that is
that a throwing star front wheel?
Well, I mean,
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt the poppers conversation. But as soon as I saw the front wheel look like a fucking Chinese,
the Brutale comes a lot of different ways. The other one that pisses people off is the Series Oro. So the Series Oro, it can be a lot too. That one's hard to look at sometimes. And the Series Oro, that's a lot to look at. There's a lot of gold on that bike, a lot of superfluous gold.
I usually think they're pretty sexy, but that one was bothering the fuck out of me.
I believe the word ostentatious works for MV Agusta. Like it's them and Bimoda.
Okay.
Went out of their way to capture this whole, Italian high design horribleness.
Uh-huh.
And that's the only way you can describe it is because they're high design Italian. And you look at them, you're like, God, that's tacky.
I will say that MV Agusta is the only one that I've seen where they subdivide their website into, electronics, suspension, components, and then aesthetics. It's like just when you're just like, yeah, man, we admit it, Yep. Sure. She's got fake tits and big lips, but goddamn, she's Christian. Right. No. She's just super Christian. And that is definitely
for as bland as the Nortons are, MV Agusta kind of makes up for the difference.
Oh, it does. It really does.
Like we're very British and proper and very, we're very designed.
That British,
the Italians are like, let's do some cocaine and
that Brutale dragster that's in our shop right now. I just sit and I'll have my coffee and I'll just look at that motorcycle and I'll be like, they didn't need to do that, but they did it anyway. Well,
it's, it's the counter to the bland motorcycle.
It is the excessively excessive thing. The fucker doesn't even have a windshield on it, but it's got aerodynamic louvers down in the bottom on the on the radiator. I'm like, you don't even have a fucking windshield. If you don't have a windshield, how the fuck can you have aerodynamic fins all over the rest of the motorcycle? Like the one that would actually do something isn't there.
You see, Phil.
What was the bike that had the tail design? What was the bike that had that's what you're talking about? The one that had the tail fins on the rear cowl?
Yeah. I mean, that's just what they do now. But this ridiculous, stupid thing, this thing has fins all over it. But the part that just kills me on it is that it shouldn't have any fins on it.
It looks like a Peloton and motorcycle form.
Right, because it also has no wind protection for the rider.
Is the lower exhaust just the box for the upper exhaust?
Yes,
or is that
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, that
is connected,
giant
just
box.
not something else.
Yeah, there's a big, giant catastrophic converter and expansion chamber and everything down there.
I also want to know when did it get popular to change exhaust to soda cans on the end of a stick?
Yeah.
All the new exhausts are just like little soda cans on the end of a stick.
Yeah, and yes,
like emissions.
Yeah. Well, and because they have the giant chamber down below for the catastrophic converter and all that stuff.
Prada or something.
So then you just need to have a little tip on it to put your Aero logo.
Can you imagine being the passenger?
You can't put ACK exhaust on here because Akrapovich is too long of a word. The exhaust would have to be longer. So you have to put Aero pipes on them.
It would just be
the Akrapovic is too long. ACK.
Oh God.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Anybody else got anything else?
Nope.
Crickets. Sleepy's having a ball with his new touchpad.
He does love his touchpad. Anybody wants? I'm just going to throw it out there because I'm just whoring at this point. Any Benelli TNT 135 that you want that we still have in stock?
We're blowing them out.
Do you have a fart?
$29.99.
$16.99? What?
$29.99. That's tax included. That's prep.
What are you talking about? That sounds crazy, man.
Sunday. Yeah.
Do you have the?
That's pretty good. I like that. That was all right. Yeah, that's it. I'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. So it's these things got to go.
Killing me.
It's just ridiculous. Please give me $29.99 or best offer. Come and buy a Benelli TNT 135. Please, I have 6 left.
Show me your
Perfect
bids.
Mid-Ohio motorcycle.
Perfect Mid-Ohio motorcycle, as well proven. Nothing is better in the bale racing than a small sport bike. Put knobbies on that cocksucker and go. We all love the bike. It's a great bike, but I just have them and they're hanging around. Any color you want as long as it's green.
Top speed 74 miles an hour.
Yes, ish. Depends on the operator. They're pretty quick. They're pretty spicy for a tiny bike.
Big Chris over here can outrun me on his. And when I'm on the monkey.
They're a monkey killer. Don't just call it a Grom killer. It's a Dax killer. It's a Hunter Cub killer. It's a monkey killer. This thing's got it. You should just put little stickers on the side, like the old fighter pilots did, of just all your confirmed kills on the side. Just have like a little monkey with an international no symbol through it, little crossed out monkey, little crossed out Dax, little crossed out Grom. Benellis are fun bikes. They're cool bikes, and at the price I'm selling them for, it's a bit of a sore dick deal. You just can't beat it. Show up and buy one, man. Show up and get one. That's the only crazy deal I'm doing at the shop right now. Right, that's it. Oh, Moto Guzzi. Hey. Guess what, guys? Due to some weird thing, recession, Moto Guzzi's not going to build any bikes for the first quarter of next year.
Oh,
Now, please don't AI this and be like, Moto Guzzi's going out of business. Yeah, they're not going to build bikes for 90 days. They're moving into their new factory. So they have a brand new, big, giant, beautiful, sexy ass factory. So during the transition, they're not going to be building any bikes. We found out about that this morning as they're asking us for our order for next year. And when you say you're not going to get any bikes for the first 90 days, it's going to be a weird year, guys. It's going to be a really weird year. Ooh. So we don't have any Moto Guzzi. Like our shop has like a V85 TT Travel, like the really nice one. We've got a couple of V7s, and we've got a Stelvio with radar, and we've got a V100 Mandela V100S in stock. But that's it. There ain't no more. So if you were thinking about buying a Moto Guzzi, this is not the time to be like, I'm going to play a waiting game. No, you're not going to play a wait. You're not going to win.
Or you'll be waiting a while.
Or yeah,
at least 90 days.
Oh, show me.
Yeah. If the factory's closed for the first quarter, add 6 weeks to that because remember there's a distance between the factory and Cleveland, Ohio, and that distance takes a boat to cover, right? So when the bike
about what?
It's about time.
About what?
When the assembly line starts again on April 1st, it's not like the bike's going to show up in Cleveland on April 2nd. It's going to be a lag.
And are the ones that you have, are they pre-tariff?
Yes. So the bikes that I have on my floor right now are all pre-tariff, so you're not going to pay any tariff on the bikes we have in the store. That's fucking good. But that is one of the ones, look out for your social media posts, look out the stuff. You're going to see some AI shit that's going to be like, Moto Guzzi's going out of business. It's not going out of business. They're not going to produce for 3 whole months while they move their factories, while they gear up at their new spot. But that is going to create a problem if you thought you were going to be like, oh, I can wait out my dealer. No, your dealer ain't getting no more bikes. So your dealer doesn't need to be super like, hey, I got to get rid of these so I can get the new ones in, because we know there's not going to be any new ones in for at least 4 months.
They won't say anything as direct as going out of business. They'll say, Moto Guzzi halts all production.
Yes, that's like they did for Harley Davidson when they were like, Harley Davidson stops all production for 1 day.
Well,
Christmas.
The problem is if you say Moto Guzzi going out of business, everybody's going to be like, yeah, they've been doing that since they opened.
Yeah.
So is Phil.
Yeah, it's exactly. I've been trying for 25 years. Just can't get it right. So that's it. Anybody else got anything else? Third time's charm?
Nah.
Going once, going twice. Ride fast, take chances. Get us out of here, Johnny Mac.
Bum, bum, ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum, 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 ba, ba, bum, ba, ba, bum.
Eject, hit the red button. Get us out of here, Sleepy.